Reagan, he says, second place in the small division is at stake tonight. New Lex has a leg up on that for sure, and so that's important to him too. But this is going to be a knockdown, drag-out game. I saw the Morgan kids. That's the best-looking Morgan football team I've seen for a long time. They look like football players, and Coach Brenner said they are. So I think it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, it's the first time this year you and I have had a chance to see the Morgan Raiders in person.
Right.
Saw West Muskingum 2 weeks ago. Great game, tough game, down to the wire against Philo in that one for a victory. As they look to do it again here tonight, it would be 3 straight wins for them, trying to peak at the right time. Again, Morgan, though, losers of 2 straight. But, hey, look at last week. They played New Lexington, a team with 1 loss, playoff aspirations, very tough Panther team. Fell behind early in that game to the Morgan Raiders. Tried to fight back, too little, too late.
Well, that's right. They were down 26-0 before they could hardly get their breath. And Coach Bowman has spoken about that's been their Achilles heel this year is the slow start. And he said that's what they talked to the kids all week about. We have to get off to a great start. We got to jump on this team right away. We can't let them dictate the game to us.
Well, Morgan was down 26-0 in the game against New Lexington last week in the first half before they got their feet under them. Tried to make it a game, got to within 26-15 rather. So they started to make a battle of this one. It was an uphill battle, to say the least. They fell 40-23 in the very end of that game. Meanwhile, on the other side, it was West Muskingum 35-7. They cruised along, beating the winless Crooksville Ceramics. But it was only 7-0 at halftime. The second half, they turned it on. But for half there, West End was not their usual selves this year.
Well, they played some big games against good teams. And then you see Crooksville's record. They haven't won a game. They've barely scored any points. And no matter what you tell your kids, they know that when they're playing somebody who's not very good. And sometimes you don't play real sharp.
Yeah, you got Chase Bowman from Morgan in his 5th year. He'll be up next with the coach interview for you. We'll back that one up with West End's head coach, Nate Brownrigg.
We've been telling the kids for the last couple of years, and they're none of them are really old enough to remember what it was like, but I was a kid when this team went to the playoffs in 2000 and went 10-0. One of my assistant coaches was on that team. So we've seen it. We've seen what this community is like when their football team is winning. So we've been telling them, listen, this community's different. It feels different every day, and it has been this year. Win more games than we have in a long time. So the community's definitely, it just has a different vibe to it, a different feel to it. Same way with the kids here and the kids at school. So it's a lot of fun so far. This group of kids has been really fun to coach. They have been the whole year, including the off season. It's a group that's wanted to be really good, and they're starting to learn what it takes to be good. This is a group of kids that's finally getting some confidence. They have some confidence in themselves and their teammates, and they're starting to go into games expecting to win, not just hoping to win or hoping to compete or whatever. Week in, week out, no matter who we're playing, we expect to win. I mean, first of all, they're a really well coached team, but like most of the teams in the MVL really are, honestly. There's just some really good coaches around this league, and obviously they have some really good athletes. The CSA kid, he hurt us last year, obviously, so he's a really good athlete. They have that Samsel kid out at receiver is really good, and that's only talking about 2 of them. They got more than that, and it's going to be a tough matchup, no doubt about it. We got to start games a little faster than we have the last couple weeks. The weeks that we've started well and started sharp offensively and well defensively, we've been able to win most of those and compete really well. Last week we started off really slow, so we got to be able to start the game fast, and get some positive plays on both sides of the ball.
There you heard Chase Bowman, 5th-year head man for the Morgan Raiders, their head coach there. He's done a nice job, to say the least, there at Morgan. It's been a couple decades since the Raiders have made the postseason. Aspirations are high, Doug, to say the least. This game with a win tonight propels them up to 5-3. 2 winnable games at the very end of the season against losing teams with records of 1-6 and 0-7 coming up, and that would be Meadowbrook and Crooksville. So first things first, play a game tonight, get revenge on the minds. Last year, West Muskingum ruined homecoming by winning 43-14 down at the athletic field.
Well, during the break we were talking about how teams like Sheridan and Tri-Valley, they take the field and they believe they're going to win. There's no doubt in their mind we're going to win the game, just by how much. These guys, they're still hitting the field thinking, we're going to win or not. So I know that you have to overcome that hurdle as a head coach. I told Coach Bowman when he took this job, my first thought was, obviously he's crazy. But it must be the right kind of crazy because, it's their 5th year. He said he's convinced the kids that being in the weight room is a key part of being successful in the fall. And he said they've bought into that big time. So what 2 great young head coaches in this conference that have brought 2 teams from nowhere to where they're at now. I mean, hats off to both these guys, regardless what the outcome is tonight.
I'll run through their breakdown year by year later on in the telecast, and you're right. They have turned the ship and the tide around at these 2 schools respectively. Weston nearly made the playoffs last year, finishing 6-4. Morgan had their best year in some time at 3 wins and 5 losses. Yes, only 8 games, 2 games canceled due to COVID-19 last year. Nearly made the cut. Season cut short a couple games, as mentioned. They're looking to get in there this year for the first time in, again, about 2 decades since the early part of the millennium, back when Brady Harrison was slinging around all over the field for the Morgan Raiders. You remember him?
Oh, yeah, I remember Brady. As a head coach or an assistant coach at Kirksville, the team I really enjoyed playing the most was Morgan because most years they weren't very good. The team I wanted to play the least, though, was Morgan when they had a good team because they were just brutal. They just pounded us. They had great speed. They had tough linemen, and I think that's where they're headed again.
We'll see what happens. West Muskingum, again, just missed the cut last year themselves. Right now, looks pretty good. They're trying for back-to-back winning seasons and win number 6 if they get it here tonight at homecoming. Time for head coach Nate Brownrigg and what he thinks going into this one.
Dinged up, but again, at this point, it's that way for everybody. As far as like the focus goes, we still got a whole lot right in front of us. The goals of making a postseason and finishing strong in the NBL are still right there, and so that's what we're focused on. Morgan, really big and physical. If we let them kind of do what they want to do, gonna be about them regardless. They're a well-coached team, well prepared, but when they can just kind of when they can dictate tempo and run the ball, they got some big guys, up front and in the backfield. So we really got to do our best to take that away. We got to execute offensively. Okay, we've kind of struggled with that, especially early in games the last several weeks. So we got to come out and execute offensively, and then again just kind of get them out of rhythm. In the games that they've lost, that's what teams do. Teams jump on them early, and then they can force them to get away from just pounding the ball like they want to do.
Nate Brownrigg, head coach of the West Muskingum Tornadoes, you heard just right there, Doug. And, right now, looking at win number 6 right in the mirrors, and again, their schedule sets up just like Morgan. Some easy games you would think on paper when you look at the records of the teams up ahead coming up for them with Coshocton and Meadowbrook to conclude their season. 8 wins, not out of the reach for West Muskingum. Who would have thought? It hasn't been like that since 2009 for this school.
That's right. I mean, you got both teams had the same exact goals ahead of them. The same importance on the game. So, Coach Brenner has done a great job up here. Coach Bowman's done a great job at Morgan. I think we're in line for a really good game tonight.
We should be. Chase Bowman, he's 1-1 against West Muskingum in his short tenure. Or check that, 2-2. 1-1 is Nate Brownrigg. So somebody's going to go over the 500 hump against the other school and the other coach. And we'll come back with the opening kickoff here at Whirlwind Stadium. Homecoming night should be very raucous. West End, Morgan, small school division, Muskingum Valley League right here on the Community Bank Game of the Week.
If you attended school in the state of Ohio, you may qualify to become a member of the Ohio Educational Credit Union. From elementary to high school, trade school through college, we're not just for teachers anymore. So come see us at the Ohio Educational Credit Union.
Find the car you want now.
The truck you want now.
The travel trailer you want now at ThinksQualityAutos.com. Find the performance you want now.
Luxury you want now.
Economy you want now at ThinksQualityAutos.com.
Cars, trucks, vans, SUVs, even travel trailers. Get the vehicle you want for less at Thinks.
Find it now at Thinks or online at ThinksQualityAutos.com. Quick as a wink, deal with Thinks.
Mom, softball's over. What am I going to do next?
School's about to start. Why don't we try band?
I'm going into the 5th grade this year, and I think I want to do band.
Awesome. Let's see which instrument fits you best.
Storied Rivals started as a production company and it grew into a media company with our main focus in capturing unbelievable moments for families, kids, communities, teams, and schools. The financing Community Bank was able to provide us changed our business and allowed us to get to the next step. The Community Bank is trying to grow the community. And by backing us and our mission and then what we're providing for the community, they see that as a win-win. No matter what happens, they'll always be my first call.
Grandchildren say some of the cutest things.
Don't miss out on any of them just because you can't hear.
Call us at Norvell's for a free hearing aid consultation.
Because when it comes to your grandchildren, you don't want to miss a thing.
Norvell's Hearing Aid Center, we're always here for you.
All right, underway now here at West Muskingum High School as the Tornadoes and the Raiders do battle in a Muskingum Valley League showdown of small school division teams here. We already set the tables for you. West M comes in winners of 2 straight, 5-2. Morgan losers of 2 straight, 4-3. Doug, decided to be quite interesting. You're going to see West Muskingum's offense try it out on the field first here tonight after the opening kickoff.
Great field position for the opening kickoff there at their own 49-yard line. They're 1 first down from 4-down territory, that's for sure.
So the Tornadoes set up here, great field position. They'll spread the field with 3 receivers, 2 receivers out to the right. In the backfield, they love to hand the football off to Ty Schauger, the 5'11", 190-pound senior back. Out of the gun, sophomore quarterback Anton. Jake Anton will hand it off to Schauger, and Schauger barrels forward for 6 yards to the 45-yard line over into Morgan territory. Good start for the Nados.
Morgan's defense, base defense is a 4-4, but Coach Bowman said last week they went with a 3-man line because of the New Lex attack. He said we'll probably see a lot of that again tonight. The West Muskingum attack is very similar to New Lex's offense. So the first down, I saw there were 3 down linemen, and that's what they have again. So they're playing like a 3-4 defense here.
Receivers split, again getting the carry and the call. Schauger from Anton running hard, and he'll get the first down, it appears, up to the 40-yard line. Another 5-yard chunk for Schauger. He's their main weapon in the backfield, but West Muskingum also doesn't just rely on him. You're going to hear a lot of somebody who played well 2 weeks ago, and Rashid Cisse. He did some damage a year ago in the Tornado Big Romp. Out of their 3 defensive touchdowns for scores, that's right, they had 3 defensive TDs for scores. He had 2 of them last year, and he's a threat. You'll hear Cisse's name tonight here on 1st and 10. Not on this play, though. Anton Keefe turns it upfield. He's close to another first down. 8 more yards to the 32.
As an option play, tackled by Copeland was in on that, and I thought I saw number 58 on that tackle as well, Seth Miller. I asked Coach Bowman, I said, this team snaps the ball to everybody except one of the cheerleaders. I said, how do you defend that? I mean, what do you do? He said, well, he said, we don't really change anything. He said, we just make our players aware on defense that when C says that taking a snap, what to do when Schauger takes a snap, what to do when the quarterback, Anton, takes a snap. So they're just trying to stay aware. Ooh, get on the ball. Nope, incomplete pass.
Yeah, very fortunate there. And some good points there, Doug, is Anton throwing that to the left side and unable to corral that one. And so that was the first pass play here of the night for the Tornadoes. Not successful. That will force their first 3rd down, but it's 3rd down and 2.
Well, here's a scoop for you. Going into the season, Rashid Cisse was the starting quarterback.
Yeah.
He turned his ankle inside out, and that changed their line because that was Monday of the first game. So that's the kind of stuff that absolutely drives head coaches crazy. And I think you're 5-2 after your starting quarterback is replaced the week of the first game. That's amazing.
That is very impressive.
Look at that.
3rd down and short. West End will get that first down. It appears past the 28 where they had, the 3rd they had to get. They get about 5 yards to the 27 instead on 3rd and short.
That was just an old-fashioned quarterback under the center quarterback sneak.
Tornadoes are moving right along here on the opening possession. We're nearly 2 minutes gone by here at Whirlwind Stadium at West Muskingum High School on homecoming night. Anton out of the shotgun, 4 receivers, 2 each direction. Schauger to his right in the backfield.
Great strategy so far by West Muskingum. They're facing a 3-man line, so instead of passing the ball, they're running it right at him.
Yeah, 3-3-5. 5 DBs, not looking to pass, though. West End running with Anton. Anton's second straight keeper, and he'll take this one forward to near the 23. And that's 4 more yards. West Muskingum doing a nice job here moving the ball downfield against this Morgan defense. Morgan does not want to get off to a slow start, Doug. Last week it happened to him against New Lexington, fell behind 26-0. It really cost him.
Well, right now they're playing a 2-deep safety defense, and you can hear any broadcasting team on the networks. And when you see 2 safeties in the middle of the field, run the football.
A little trickery here. There's a flip over to the wideout. That's going to be Slater Samsel for a loss. Samsel is bottled up. Again, great defense by the Raiders.
That's number 8 out there that made that play. Cole Searle. Nice play, Cole. Man, that threw that play for a loss when they really needed it.
And you mentioned Cole Searle. You're going to hear his name a lot on the offensive side of the ball. He is a weapon when Morgan gets the ball in their possession to go try score.
Just a junior. All right, we may be in our first passing situation here.
It is 3rd down and 9, so West Ham just converted a 3rd down for the first time. Just moments ago on 3rd and short, 3rd and 2. It's a fake, it's a run, and Anton's going to have daylight, and he's got the first down where he's tripped up on the far sideline. So he had to get 9. Looked like he got about 10 or so on that one, so the chains will continue to move.
What a call. It had 3 wide receivers split to the right, and he took that snap and just ran off tackle left like he knew it was going to be there. Great call, great offensive design on that play by the West Muskingum Tornadoes.
And so the Tornadoes get down to the 16-yard line. They'll mark it with that first down run by Anton, his second straight 3rd down run for a first down. And you have Cisse trying to come from left to right. Now he motions back over to the left side in the slot. And here he comes yet again as Anton will fake to him and hand it right to Schauger. Schauger busts forward, and he had a nice gain of a few up to about the 13, giving him 4 as West Muskingum continues to get these 4 5-yard chunks, and then they pick up big plays on occasion as well on this drive.
I can't see the exact alignment or the defensive line at this angle, but it looks to me like they have not come out of that 3-man defensive front. I mean, I would think that at some point you mix something up and throw that 4-man defense back in there, but they're protecting against the big play with this 3-man front.
And here is the 2nd down and 6 play. There's a flag coming in. That's the first time we've seen penalty markers tonight, as that one didn't go far.
Wade Pauley made that tackle, and Coach Brownrigg thinks that Pauley may be one of the finest athletes in the NVL this year.
And we have a hold indicated on the Tornadoes. Assume Morgan will take that, as West Muskingum threatening to score here would have had a 3rd and manageable, and they will. You mentioned Pauley. Hey, Morgan's got some experience, especially when it comes to the line play with this team. Very experienced bunch.
Well, Pauley's lined up right now as a linebacker. See if he gets down to a 3-point stance. He's playing linebacker on the outside all the way.
2nd and 17 after the 10-yard holding penalty. Here goes Anton. He was going to go forward, and he bounces it left side, and he won't go far, as he will get it up near the 21-yard line for about 2. It's going to be 3rd and long for the Tornadoes. They need 15 this time. They can get a first down, Doug, at the 6-yard line. They don't have to score.
Well, that's going to be a big task. I mean, they've had 2 passing situations so far in this drive, and they've run the same play with the quarterback off tackle left. See what they come up with this time.
3rd and 15, nearly halfway through the quarter. Anton looking to pass to the right, goes downfield, got his man Samsel, and he jumps up and snares it for a touchdown. West Ham's on the board for 6th of the night with 6:33 left to go in the quarter.
When I saw the defensive alignment, there's nobody there to the inside. I thought that guy runs a quick slant to bump his head on the goalpost. Well, he didn't run a quick slant, but he ran a deep slant over the middle like a post. Man, he was wide open. Perfect throw. Watch this pass. It's right on the money.
Anton to Samsel between the defenders. 21-yard scoring strike between the two.
I mean, that is cutting it really close, keeping that safety from having time to come over to help out on that play. Perfect timing on that pass.
And the lefty Silas Kuhn tacks on the PAT try. And it's 7-0. The host Tornadoes have jumped out here early. And Morgan is yet to get the football, and they will do so coming up next. But, Doug, an impressive 51-yard scoring drive by the Tornadoes, and they get 6 out of it.
Very impressive drive. They just hammered the ball down the field with a running attack. They ran into a little adversity on some 3rd and long, 2nd and long plays as a result of penalties. They didn't let that bother them a bit. They came right back out and picked up the first touchdown of the game on their first possession. Nice job by the West Muskingum staff. I think the Morgan staff's going to have to adjust their defense a little bit to stop this running attack, which will really open up the passing game.
We're going to see the Raiders offense here in a moment. So the Tornadoes do their job in the opening possession. They put it in for a score. Extra point made it 7-0 here. It's time to take a look at our Game of the Week sponsors, Genesis Orthopedic Center, where better begins here. Hey, don't forget we'll have the player of the game brought to you by Genesis when this one concludes. Williamson Insurance, the power of choice from top-rated national and regional insurance carriers. Fink's Harley-Davidson, live to ride, ride to live. Fink's Quality Cars and RVs, quick as a wink, deal with Fink. And Fink's Easy Leasing and Rental. Northside Pharmacy and Northside Oxygen and Medical Equipment, where I need some more oxygen. Northside, your pharmacy for life after I do all these ads and sponsors.
What a great job of memorizing all of our sponsors, Hank.
Appreciate it. It's not easy, my friend.
And if you believe that, folks, I have some beachfront property in Arizona we'll talk with you about after the game.
I'm interested, obviously. 7-0 here.
Let me ask you something, Hank. Did Rashid Cisse touch the ball in that possession?
He did not.
Wow.
So just think about that. And
wow.
Quite the weapon each and every week for this team for West End.
Strictly a decoy that time. Short kick.
Very short. Fielded at the 24 on the fly.
Up the field, 81.
And making that return, Richard Page, 5'9", 157-pounder. For the Raiders, they'll set up shop after the short return of 6 to the 30-yard line. They're going to bring out their junior starting quarterback in Logan Nyslonger. And he is been quite a weapon for Morgan, and he's got some weapons around him. You're going to hear these names throughout the night on the offensive side of the ball. You mentioned Searle earlier on the defensive side for Morgan on that drive. He's a big weapon for Morgan. In motion goes Mason Burnside, though, from left to right. Out of the gun, Nyslonger, and he's going to fake, looking to pass. Got a man out there on the right, and it's caught, and turning upfield for a first down, barreling forward, and getting out of bounds. With that reception is Carson Copeland, 6'1", 220-pound bruising back. That's the other name you got to watch out for tonight.
Oh, you bet. You don't have to worry about watching out for him. He'll be the guy running over top of you. Must have stepped out of bounds well short of where we thought he did. It looks like it's about 2nd and 4 here for the Raiders. Nice play, nice pass on first down. Power running is what Coach Brownrick says they have to stop with the West Muskingum defense this week.
Carson Copeland, 6 catches, 37 yards. A pair of scores in the loss to New Lexington last week. They go back to him this time on the ground game with his first carry. Not much, as he'll get it up to the 39-yard line for a few. He was bottled up in the loss to New Lexington last week. He was held to 31 yards on 7 carries, but he's quite the weapon. He did come out of the backfield, as mentioned, with 6 catches, 37 yards, 2 touchdowns in defeat.
I'm sure that West End staff will be thrilled to death if Ty Schauger can make that tackle for a gain of 1 about every time he touches it.
So the Raiders will now have their first third down on offense tonight as we're under the midway point of this opening quarter. Nyslonger under center.
There's a tackle out there, fullback too.
Hand off, and it's a first down run easily for Aiden Weaver, the senior back, as Chase Bowman will mix it up here. First touch for him tonight.
Well, Coach Bowman told me, he said, don't be surprised if you see number 71 in the backfield. He says he scored 4 touchdowns this year. Well, that time he was a blocking back, and there was no one in the hole to plug that thing up. Nice blocking.
Yeah, you're referring to Wade Polly.
Yep.
Trying to be the next Refrigerator Perry, evidently. And here we go out of the gun. Nyslonger looking at pass. Got 4 receivers downfield to each side. And there's a slant pattern. It's incomplete. Right through the hands of Cole Searle, the junior receiver, their most targeted wide out and most dangerous wide receiver that this team offers.
That ball is right where it should have been. Perfect timing before the safety could come in. Over the head of the linebackers. It just didn't get caught. Good protection that time by the offensive line for the Raiders. There wasn't anybody close to the quarterback.
Searle, the junior, standing 6'2", 180 pounds for Morgan. Caught 10 passes last week, 121 yards, and a score in that loss to the Panthers. Copeland and Searle going to hear their names a lot. Nyslonger is obviously the quarterback. He's going to be flipping the ball around to him. He'll fake. He'll look to pass. He's got heavy pressure, but he somehow had time in the pocket, but threw it incomplete. Downfield, he had a man again in Searle, but they were off target.
Boy, he wants that one back. He had the big rush coming in from the outside. He stepped up as calmly as could be, just like a good quarterback does, and had his man open in the flat for the first down and just overshot him.
It's not a small team, to say the least. When you look at Nicelonger, he's 200 pounds and 6 foot himself, by the way. So Morgan, a physical bunch. Got manhandled last week, looking to come back here, but it's a 3rd down and 10, down 7 early. Here, look out, blitz, and it's a loose ball. They're going to call this one incomplete. Arm went forward as Schauger nailed Nicelonger.
The referee called that immediately. Nicelonger never had a chance on that one. It looked like a blitz up the middle, and, man, there's just nothing there. Nothing there.
And Schauger came off the edge with the blitz up the middle.
Wow.
Morgan overwhelmed blocking-wise on that 3rd down and long. They'll have to punt it away. First punt of the night here at the 5:03 mark at Whirlwind Stadium of a 7-0 West End lead. High snap, drives the punter back to the 30, and the kick is off. Copeland's leg.
Good punt. Oh, man. Get on the ball, fellas.
That thing's going to take a favorable Raider bounce inside the 5 and touchdown at the 4-yard line. So Copeland and the special teams do their job after their drive stalled out.
You know, I think we saw a game where the punter for whatever team was, his ball barely got up in the air. But that thing, I thought that was going to be in the clouds. That's a great punt.
That thing went over 40, almost 45 yards in the air, took an extra half a dozen yards on the bounce, 51 yards on the punt overall for Copeland.
Well, we'll see what adjustments the Morgan defense makes second time out on the field, because the last time out, man, they got handled.
Let's see what adjustments the Raider defense has, or if the Tornadoes can continue.
3-man line, way spread out.
And it's going to be a run. Shimmy shake out over the 5 for a few by Schauger, maybe 3 yards at best.
Pauly's lined up clear out on the offensive tackle, outside shoulder, and he came to the inside and made that play. There's a huge gap from center to the tackle, and the linebackers are about 4 yards deep, if not more, and that is so tempting to just run right at that bubble. Here we go.
Pauly and Copeland in on the stop right there. If you saw the replay, brought to you by the Ohio Educational Credit Union. 2nd down and 7 out of the gun. It's going to be another handoff. West Ham trying to get that ground attack going here. Still moving the feet. Close to that 1st down marker. Might be shy thereof by about a yard after that run.
I believe that was Cisse.
And it was, so right on cue. Where was he on the first drive? Didn't need him for the touchdown. They look to him here on 2nd down.
You bet. I mean, the ball, they're under their own goalpost here. You're going to give your ball to your best guys here without a doubt. Of course, Schauger is not really what you call your, stunt double. I mean, he's a baby stud too.
Yes. Schauger more of the thunder, the lightning, so to speak. And Cisse's in motion from right to left.
Oh, he's going to
crouches under. Oh, and you saw that, Doug, and he did take that snap, and he might have just leaned forward just enough to get that 1 yard.
I think I saw that in a pro game last week, or maybe a guy coming.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep. Yeah, and the linebackers, they're all looking a different direction. The guy takes a snap and walks for the 1st down. So a little copycat there, and it worked.
And it did, up to the 15. Needed 1. Cisse got 2.
Great 1st down. They really needed that 1st down. Regardless of what happens from now on, they needed that 1st down.
1st and 10, fresh set of downs at their own 15-yard line. And West Ham's going to take this forward with Anton on the run as he calls his number again. 4th carry here in this first quarter, and that's about 3 on that one.
Well, if you line up in the backfield for West Ham, you better be prepared to carry the football, regardless of what position you play. Slot, quarterback, fullback. I mean, they run the football, and they're running it very well tonight. I mean, that's going to, which, the first time they throw the ball is a touchdown. That's what happens when you run the ball effectively like that. You get your safeties sticking their nose up in there, and, man, it's one mistake, and it's 6 points.
Yeah, you're referring to that 21-yard touchdown pass by Anton to Samsel, and he goes to Samsel here on the right. And Samsel turns forward and looks like another Tornado 1st down via the pass.
Wow, great play calling by West Ham. And that was, I think Samsel came in motion across the formation and tossed the ball out to him. The wide receivers blocked for him out there. It's just like a running screen pass. Great design.
Well, you talk about Cisse and what he can do for this offense. We talk about Schauger and what he does with his part of the offense running the football. You look at Samsel, 6 catches, 129 yards last week in the romp over Crooksville. Here he goes, 2 catches tonight and a score already.
Okay, we had the backside guard and tackle pulling from the left to the right, and we're going to have a penalty.
Haven't seen many of those here in this opening quarter. Seen plenty in the first half of the season on the game of the week. So it's been nice to kind of see just a few hankies coming out here. But this one will cost West End 5, back to the 21 for a first down and 15.
Well, this is a type of situation where the quarterback has taken off and picked up big yards.
Anton might have got Morgan to jump, so I'd just go mention the flags. We haven't seen many of them. Now back-to-back whistles. They'll get that 5 yards back.
Yep.
There's the indication, offsides. Hard snap count right there. Can do that to anybody. Hey.
Well, they've done that every game we've done with West End. They've picked up a couple of freebies like that.
So a little tit for tat. Back to first down and 10.
And you know that involves more coaching than people think, because you have to, convince your guys not to jump on that hard count too.
First and 10 thrown, 26. Anton out of the gun, gets it firing downfield. Samsel got him at the 43 in stride, and he gets tripped up at the ankles and the shoelaces at midfield stripe. Samsel goes for 24 on that reception.
Well, that was a play action fake. They had even pulled a guard. It looked like it was going to be a pass. Where's the safety at? Safety is up front. Man, he had his nose stuck up in there. That corner is on an island. That's a Samsel Island is no place to be.
Samsel, they'll give him 25. They'll mark it into Morgan territory at the 49 with the ball forward.
Look at their defense. There's no safety in the back of the field. I mean, they're committing to the run to stop that.
And Cisse, his best run of the night. A lot of daylight there, right up the chute to the 43. Gets 6 more.
I remember a teammate of mine that played corner, and he was in that situation where the guy would go down, little hip fake to the outside and then break across the middle, and he would tell the head coach, he said, I can't cover that one-on-one. He said, I can't cover that. And I'm telling you, that is a tough pattern to cover. There's no protection in the middle of the field right now at all for Morgan. It is, oh, man.
Let's see what happens here on 2nd and 4. Anton spin move at the end, and he gets bottled up. Copeland there to throw him down before he can get a first down.
I wonder if that ball came loose, because he was at the line of scrimmage and then dove back. They're going to mark it where his forward progress was.
3rd down and 3.
Big play for the Raiders, man. They're going to probably have to stop these guys twice. Is that the quarter?
And that is going to be your fast-moving first quarter coming to a close on that 1-yard run by Anton. When we start the second quarter, we flip the script. It is 7-0 West Muskingum on the move in Morgan territory again with a 3rd and 3 at the Raider 42 on the Community Bank Game of the Week.
If you attended school in the state of Ohio, you may qualify to become a member of the Ohio Educational Credit Union. From elementary to high school, trade school through college, we're not just for teachers anymore. So come see us at the Ohio Educational Credit Union.
Hi, Randy Kokonas.
And I'm Bo Kokonas. It's hard to believe it's been 95 years since my great-grandfather first opened a furniture business.
So now we're celebrating our big 95th anniversary with extra special savings store-wide. First, get a $95 Kokonas gift card just for stopping in. Second, enjoy up to 72 months 0% financing. And third, stop in any Kokonas location and register to win over $20,000 in prizes.
Come celebrate our big 95th anniversary sale
at all Kokonas Furniture and Mattress First locations.
You don't have to be a full-time athlete to experience muscle, joint, or ligament issues. Injuries happen every day. Fortunately, the sports medicine team at Genesis is here to help. With expertise across a variety of musculoskeletal injuries and procedures, the latest technology in an office setting, and all the support of Genesis Healthcare System, we'll help you get back to whatever is most important in your life. Better begins here. Start your path to better at GenesisHCS.org.
Don and Sue started in 1972. It's been around a long time, just a good pizza. We want to keep it going. A lot of the families come in with their kids after the YMCA games, after North Catholic games, after North Wildcat games, scoreboards and all the old Volkswagens. And it's just a neat atmosphere here. The community bank has helped me so much with not even only this purchase. I started a relationship with Jim Holman there a couple years ago. He is in here all the time. He knew this would work, and that's why they weren't nervous at all to jump right in and give us a loan.
The overall culture here is one of servitude. Everything that we do day to day is affected by what is best for the customer.
As soon as you get that policy, the process doesn't stop there. We don't put you to the side.
They get to know us. They get to be our friends. They are members of our community.
We just treat people like we would treat our own family.
We want to be here for you, whatever the circumstance.
We're available to you whenever you need us.
Call Williamson Insurance Service, representing Grange Insurance in Zanesville, Newark, and Pataskala.
Quarter, it is 7-0 West Muskingum as we begin quarter two. They're on the move at the Morgan 42-yard line, 3rd down and 3. And 3 receivers here on this 3rd down. 2 receivers to the left. Anton in the shotgun. Schauger shifting to the left side as the long snap count here from Anton comes to him, and he's going to take off. A direct snap call, and it's a fumble at the very end, Doug. And it's a matter of who got on at first.
That ball was definitely out. That was a fumble. That wasn't he wasn't down by contact yet.
So we nearly had your first turnover of the game. It was a cleanly played first quarter as far as that goes, turnover-wise. West Dem scored on their only offensive possession the first quarter. As you take another look at the fumble here first.
Well, Morgan's defensive coordinator that time, there were 3 down linemen and 5 linebackers right behind him. And the secondary guys, buddy, they were on their own. Good luck.
And so Anton put it on the ground. They were able to maintain possession, fortunately for them. They're going to line up to go for it here on 4th and 2 at the Raider 41 as it went forward for a yard off that fumble.
Watch the hard count.
Cisse in the backfield, lined up to the left of Anton. I'm sure the Raiders are keen on this here between that duo, and it's going to Cisse. Cisse finds the crease, and he could go all the way. He's gone touchdown, West Muskingum.
Well, you saw that all the way, Hank. Man, oh, man. What a cut. What a run.
Well, doesn't get any better than that. 41 yards on a 4th down and 2 call to Cisse. He lined up back there to the left of Anton, immediately got the handoff, and it was all she wrote.
Well, they didn't use him in the first possession, but they're getting their money's worth now. Look at that cut. Holy cow.
Then stayed low to the ground, turned on those afterburners, and he was gone for 6.
Well, Rashid has to be in the top 3 athletes we've seen this year as far as the NBL is concerned. Man, he's the whole package.
So West Muskingum, 2 offensive possessions, 2 touchdowns, trying to tack on point 14 with the extra point with the left-footed kick up, and good once again by the kicker in Silas Kuhn, the freshman. So West Muskingum has come out blue blazing, literally. Up 2 scores here from the outset. That completed a 96-yard scoring drive with that touchdown run on 4th down.
You know, we thought that punt was going to really slow their offense down, and it didn't slow down a bit.
Opening minute of this quarter.
Well, you know, I think Coach Bowman's having a Yogi Berra moment of it's deja vu all over again because they're getting off to a really slow start. How many first downs they have? 1, 2?
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
a first down, and then they're
down 2 touchdowns.
Possession stalled out. Morgan's first possession. They're going to have a chance to try to make amends and cut the deficit back in half here when they get the ball for a second time after this ensuing kickoff. But again, last week it happened to Morgan. They've lost 2 straight games. Yes, they've had a tough schedule, to say the least. All 3 losses. Teams that are going to be in the playoffs, right there in the top of the NBL standings.
Right. Tri-Valley, Sheridan, and New Lex.
And New Lex last week. And they fell behind again last week. We already talked about that. You didn't want that to happen again, Coach Bowman. Deja vu has happened and kicked in again.
No doubt about it. They really need to put some offense together. The problem now, not only are they down 14-0, they haven't had enough success on offense to really know what's going to work tonight. West Muskingum's had the ball the entire game.
And now the Raiders have a chance on the ensuing kickoff, and it's a nice return and still up, but finally running out of real estate, only crossing the 25 to about the 27 maybe with that forward progress was the kick returner, Mason Burnside. So here we go. Raiders get the ball back. They started on the 30 on their opening possession, about the same spot here, just short thereof on possession 2.
Well, it's second quarter. You're down 14. You don't have to pull any push any panic buttons. You can run your the offense you plan to run. You just have to run it successfully, which they have not done yet. So I'm anxious to see if they come back with their power running game here.
So that would be a lot of Copeland, one would suspect. And he'll get the call, and Copeland, look at the frame on him with the spin moves, the agility, speed, and power, the whole package for a first down run.
Well, that even impresses me more about Coach Bowman, even beyond the job he's done. Great call to start. You tell your kids, just go out and play. Let's go out and do our offense, get your blocks, line up correctly, get off on the snap count, and block somebody, and we'll be fine. And that's exactly what it looked like there. There's their power formation with Pauly at fullback.
16 yards on that run for Carson Copeland. You mentioned Pauly. This is an intimidating backfield here with that power set.
Oh,
and
man.
He'll lay the lead block, and only, though, a few yards, just 2 up to the 45-yard line. So the Tornadoes, you could say, did a pretty doggone good job on that.
They did. He gave number 33, Wesley Houston, a nice little ride, though. Boom.
Schauger came in for that tackle.
What a good player. What a quality player Schauger is on both sides of the football.
So
staying with the power set.
2nd and 8. See if the Raiders go back to it. No receivers, so it's that power set. And it's going to be a run again, Copeland. Copeland will get up on the left side of the line to about the 50-yard line stripe for a good game this time of 5.
Okay, they have a manageable 3rd down here. It's a little further, a little more than you want to have, but it's not like it's unreachable. They can run or pass here.
Need to get 3 yards over to the West Stem side of the field on the 47. This will be the first time the Raiders could get into Tornado territory.
This is probably the most important play they've had the entire game, and they had a little trouble getting lined up as far as what they want to do.
And they may have to burn that timeout. Actually,
West calls it.
Yes, Coach Brownrigg will burn a timeout here. First timeout by either team of the half here in this opening half with just over 9 minutes left to go until halftime. We'll stay here for more sponsors, if you will. Foxfire Schools, free public alternative education serving students grades K through 12. Kokona's Furniture and Mattress First, always make it easier for you to furnish your home. City Tire Pros, serving our community since 1953. When you think tires, think City Tire Pros. And Denny's Classic Diner, America's favorite diner in Zanesville and Cambridge. Although I went to Texas Roadhouse tonight, Denny's is always a great place.
Yes, it is. And happy birthday, Mary.
Yes. Happy birthday there, Mary.
And happy birthday, Bill Dance.
Aha.
Yeah. So
as they share a B-Day together.
There you go.
Yeah, so here on the field, though, Doug, as we come back down, 14-0, you're down, and you're facing a 3rd down and 3 after this timeout. You're on the move for the first time tonight.
Well, the rule of thumb is defensive coordinators don't get timeouts. You just tell them, be ready to play. But that's a great timeout because they know the importance of this play. If they stop these guys here, they have a chance to get the ball back and tack another touchdown on.
Big play calls going in motion.
Morgan changed the formation.
From right to left was Weaver. It's a quarterback keep, and a flag comes in late at the end of this run. That would be a first down for Morgan in West End territory, but let's check it down on the field.
I would guess holding on the offense.
So Nysonger's run could go all for naught here, depending upon the conference here and the decision with this penalty marker on the field near midfield.
Block below the waist, chop block.
Yep.
Chop block is when the rule of the way it reads now is if you're blocking a guy and that defender is engaged with one blocker, another blocker can't come in and hit him low. And that's the chop block now.
And that's a big one.
Yes, it is.
That's not a small penalty by any means. It's 15 yards basically here.
And that was a first down.
Yeah. It's going to push you back to the 41-yard line, the Morgan 41.
Those kind of mistakes in a game like this, when you're the coach, you replay that play about 5,000 times in your mind.
And after they mark the penalty off, 3rd and 12 at your own 41-yard line, they got to get to the West of Muskingum 47. Fake of the backfield. Nysonger's throwing deep, left side, short side of the field, trying to catch it over there, but out of bounds. Had it been hauled in, was Cole Searle, the intended target, and the juniors having a hard time getting on track tonight with Nysonger.
I think had that ball been on target, they may have gotten the interference call because the player had his back to the quarterback and made a little bit of contact, but the ball's out of bounds and no call.
And so that means the Raiders are going to have to kick it away again for a second straight series in possession. Another high snap again, trying to boot this one away. Copeland just annihilates it into the night sky. And it's going to be fair caught at about the West End 20-yard line with no return from Samsel. So Copeland on that one, it goes for 39 yards with no bounce, all in the air with that kick. So far, that's maybe some of the highlights tonight for the Morgan Raiders is the kicking game from Copeland.
Well, they're going to have to take advantage of it, or it won't be a highlight, that's for sure.
Down 14-0. As change of possession here, the Tornadoes have scored on their 2 possessions. We want to remind you next week's game of the week is the John Glenn Muskies. First time we see John Glenn and Coach Matt Edwards and bunch as they look to try to get hot at the end of the year and try to sneak into a playoff berth at the Philo Electrics. Philo right now has a great opportunity at getting into the postseason if they can win some games down the stretch. That's a big one next Friday for you, Will, here on WHSE TV. Game of the week, and it's a run on first down for West End. Only a gain of 1 on this new set of downs.
I think that was Paulie on that tackle, too.
So we'll be second down and 9. You see the replay. Copeland makes the tackle. Carson Copeland coming in from the left side. Getting the ball carrier down low with Paulie. And so this is a big possession. Morgan needs stops. Get down 3 scores and extremely hard to come back from. They found that out the hard way last week. Here's a pass to Schauger out in the flat in the left. It's caught, and Schauger goes down as he's taken down up high or near the 25-yard line. Nice tackle made over there by Hayden Six, the sophomore DB.
I saw Morgan Paul hit that face mask and come off immediately before he grabbed it. It was a nice job of that young man. That would have been a killer penalty at this point in the game.
Six took Schauger down by the shoulder pad. Clean tackle there on the replay. 3rd down 4. So West Ham's had a few 3rd downs here in this game, no doubt about it, but they've cashed in each and every time. Will they here? And out of the gun, Anton looking left, now looking right, now scooting that way. He could have maybe ran for it, decides to throw it. It's picked off downfield. There's your first big play. But, however, was it wrestled away, they say?
No, he's on the ground. Yeah, it's going to be an interception.
Picked off by Cole Searle. Take a look here, Doug. This could be a Raider game changer that they needed.
Anton breaks contain, has his man open. He just underthrows the pass, and Searle plays it perfectly. The receiver at that time, in those kind of situations, you got to switch over and become a defensive player, and he just didn't have enough chance to get that done. You're going to come back out the power I formation, and they're going to shift.
Oh, my.
Holy cow.
Paulie going to line up to the right side in a stack wideout formation to the right. Part of the 4 receiver set. He's one of them. And then hit as he throws with Nicelonger right off a lineman's back who didn't see it coming as Nicelonger got blasted with the blitz and the pressure.
Cisse.
Say it ain't so, yes so.
Oh, man.
Cisse.
Woo. What cannon did he come out of? Boom. Came from the outside on the right. Quarterback's blind side. Probably nobody there to block him.
No chance did Nicelonger there. Just fortunate to get that one away in time with the arm going forward. So no turnover. It'll be 2nd down and 10 as the Raiders will now elect to call a timeout. So head coach Chase Bowman is his 5th year. It's his first timeout called here. He'll have 2 remaining left in this half. As you see the time and score at the bottom, 7:23 left to go. Plenty of time for Morgan to come back at a race of 14-point 2-score deficit. And you're on West Muskingum's side of the field after getting a turnover.
Well, this is Morgan's best opportunity. I mean, look where they're at. They're at the 42-yard line. It was 1st and 10 from the 42. I mean, Coach Bowman knows we got to make something happen here. We're in 4-down territory if we want to be, and they have to make something happen here because if they don't, I have a feeling those guys in blue will make something happen on the next possession.
So see if the Raiders can cash in on the first turnover of the game off the interception by Cole Searle. Incomplete pass there on 1st down. You know, we're looking at the MVL schedule and other league games here tonight during this timeout. Sheridan was at Maysville here tonight. That's a big one. Hey, Maysville has a winning record going into that one. Tri-Valley at Philo, also a pretty good matchup there. All other games look fairly mismatched when you look down the slate. Here's the 2nd down and 10 play. It's a run and no gain on that carry for the ball carrier Weaver.
They pulled a backside lineman to come lead block, but I just don't think the guys on the play side didn't sustain their blocks, and guys leaked off of those blocks. They had the thing kicked out, but you have to seal the play to the inside too, as well as kick out. And that play, it wasn't. Now it's 3rd and 10 on their best field position of the night, and they haven't gained a foot yet.
Huge call. I did mention just a moment ago some of the games on tap. Meadowbrook and New Lexington is really the only mismatch. You look at John Glenn at Riverview, Crooksville, Coshocton. Could be some competitive games at the bottom part of the standings. Here we go. Nice Songer on 3rd and 10 with a fake. Fires right side. Got him in open. Searle hauls it in finally tonight here late in the half. And the Raiders will move the chains on the move looking for their first score.
Tell you what, that was a well-designed play. The receiver was wide open. Little play action fake. Nice block in there. That's what we used to call a lookout block. Like, look out, here he comes.
18-yard pass play connection there from Nicesonger to Searle. And Morgan's at the West End 24, and they'll go back to Copeland. Copeland gets stood up as he met a pair of defenders on that line.
Man,
a lot of contact and dug down on the field between these two teams.
Cameron Foraker. I mean, that was an absolute brick wall.
And just driven down to the ground from there.
Oh, man, that was a great stop.
Foraker, 5'9", 210-pound, senior defensive lineman. Holds Copeland to no gain.
Well, I think he said the back stops here, buddy. I mean, that was a great tackle.
Actually, they'll make it a loss of 1 to the 25 where they place that one down. 2nd and 11. It's a fake. Nicesonger, left side. Big hole, still on his feet. Could chug to the end zone. He does. Touchdown. Morgan as he gets knocked down too little, too late. And the Raiders are off the schneid. 14-6 they score.
West Muskingum's outside linebackers have been crashing to the inside. And I saw him crash that time. I thought, man, that ball's not going to go anywhere. They're going to stuff that running back. Quarterback pulls it out, and that's a great job of the coaching staff. And they've been watching that. Watch this play. Here comes 31 to the inside. Oh, yeah. Give it to us. You bet.
Great fake, even better run, and finish by Nicesonger, going the distance for 25 yards for the touchdown with his legs. And Morgan all of a sudden has crept back into the game. They can cut it in half with the PAT next.
Quite a burst of speed by the quarterback that time.
Certainly was. 200 pounds scooting downfield. Extra point up, and it's far enough and good enough. Nearly blocked.
Nearly blocked.
As the Tornado special teams come flying in late with the arms out.
So as dominating as West End has been, 96-yard drive, touchdown passes. Their defense has been dominant most of the game. It's a one-score game all of a sudden.
You go 42 yards working a short field to the Morgan Raiders, and that was set up by the first turnover of the game, an interception thrown. Cole Searle with the INT for the Raiders on defense, and they cash in.
Well, they did it the hard way, too. Both times I think they had a 3rd and 10 or more and came back from it. It's amazing.
So the Raiders left for dead, it appeared. 2 offensive possessions, 2 punts. West Muskingum, 2 offensive possessions to start the game. 2 touchdowns. Looks like it's a runaway train here on homecoming night at Whirlwind Stadium. Not to be. The wind strolled up for the wrong team here at home as the Raiders get back in it.
Morgan looks like that kid I went to school with. There was, kids picked on him and punched him and poked him, and he just took it. And then all of a sudden,
he laid one.
If you were the kid who picked on him the last time, that was it. It was over. He'd squash somebody. Well, that's what Morgan looks like. They look like they just took it for about a quarter and a half, and then finally just said, okay, that's enough. We're going to start playing now. And they sure have.
Well, last week fell behind 26-0 New Lexington in the first half. Chiseled the deficit back down to 11 at one point at 26-15. Couldn't quite catch New Lexington from there. Fell behind here, 2 scores. Now they're on the board. Cisse trying to make a run. Across the field, still making guys miss. Down the sidelines he goes, past midfield and inside the 35-yard line or so, where he's taken down deep in Raider territory. And, Doug, you can't teach speed and athletes how to do this.
No way. Nice tackle by Kyle Campbell to save a touchdown, but no way. He's trapped. The guys have leverage on him. They don't do anything wrong.
He's on the far side of the field, goes across the field. He's running how many yards sideways?
Good leverage. Whoop. Whoop.
Still going.
Forget it.
And he stayed in bounds with those tootsies.
Look at that stride. Gee, Christmas.
Got caught from the angle there by Morgan's Kyle Campbell, preventing a touchdown return.
Man, oh, man.
So,
That's exactly what Morgan didn't need to have happen.
Buckle up as the ball spotted at the 34-yard line of Morgan, and here comes Schauger and the Tornadoes. However, Schauger down immediately. Pauly in there to bust it up. Again, one of the best players in the league in the area.
You what? The seniors playing some football tonight, no doubt about it.
No gain there on first down as we come upon 5 minutes.
Well,
counting.
The whole playbook for West M's open here. I mean, they can do anything they want. This time they have 3 wide receivers split.
Let's see what happens here on 2nd and 10.
They're
2 receivers to the right. Fake. Anton one-on-one downfield. Sansel's got a gap. Touchdown! He blew past the coverage for the score. His second TD reception tonight.
I'll tell you what. Pauly put a lick on Anton. And I didn't know if Anton was going to get back off the carpet. Man, oh man, what a hit. What a throw under pressure like that.
Well, you're going to see it
his hit.
On the replay.
Here he comes. Boom. He sees it coming. He knows he's going to get hit.
And a perfectly thrown ball by Anton to Schauger downfield.
You can't throw it any better.
On that go route. And West M with another score from Sansel comes right back with a quick scoring answer after Morgan just scored.
Well, from a coaching standpoint, I'm not looking at the perfect throw. I'm looking at the quarterback that has enough courage to stand in there when one of the best players in the NBL is bearing down on you, and he's looking right at him, and he just ignores him and throws the ball and takes the hit. I mean, that's something special.
Courage, it's guts, it's something special, and here's something special for Morgan just happened as the extra point no good for West Ham as they get a piece of this and block it.
Hayden 6.
So that could be a big one as this game looms on later in the second half. We shall see. But West Ham comes up with 6 more on a touchdown. Their 3rd touchdown of the half. 2nd thrown TD toss from Jake Anton to Sansel. Anton threw 3 TDs last week in the win over Crooksville. Very good-looking sophomore quarterback. We thought that 2 weeks ago when we saw him against Philo. We're still seeing it. Very impressive again tonight.
Well, I would like to say Anton's going to be good when he's a senior. I think he's already hit the good benchmark right there. Sophomore quarterback stand in there and take a hit like that and deliver a perfect pass that far down the field. Yeah, that's something special.
So Anton, 2 touchdown passes to Slater Samsel. Samsel's getting close to 100 yards already in this game. Do the math, 3 catches, 78 yards, 2 touchdowns receiving here in this first half. And the big play didn't stop there. We saw Cisse go 41 yards for the other West Ham score earlier in this quarter on a 4th down play.
Well, that drive was set up by the kickoff return. You know, you're going to look back, you're going to see Samsel's catches and Cisse's yardage and Anton's, completions. But that kickoff return, right now in my mind, that's the biggest play of the game so far because that really took the air out of the sails for the Raiders, turned the momentum back around in the Tornadoes' favor, and they take advantage of it and go down and get a score. Very opportunistic football.
Anton to Samsel with that score right after Logan. Nicesonger got Morgan on the board with a 25-yard touchdown run after a turnover by the Tornadoes. Tornadoes tee it back up at the 40, kick this one downfield, fielded by the Raiders at their own 18-yard line. Cutting to the left side, now up the middle, and not going far past the 25-yard line and getting slammed down at the end is Hayden Banks for the Raiders. So the Raiders, poor field position for the 3rd time in 4 offensive sets tonight.
You know, I know most teams like to return the ball to their sideline, but on a short kick down the far hash, take off, put your foot in the carpet, make a cut, and get up the field. You run sideways, you're just running sideways.
Unless you're Rashid Cisse.
Well, that's different.
Right, eh?
That's different. I'd be taking his jersey off and see if there's a T-shirt with a big red S on it.
There may be that underneath. Here we go on 1st and 10 for the Raiders, and down for a loss goes Kyle Campbell, who got the call. So the Raiders mixing it up in the backfield, and it didn't work this time as we get near the 4-minute mark left in the half.
Sugar got a handful of sleeve, and that was enough. If you're as strong as he is, he can pull anybody down.
Clock still running, 4:15 and counting as you see it.
So that's another thing in this game we got to look at, Hank. West has proven they can score from anywhere on any play, and they have about 5 guys that can do that. Morgan looks to me like they're more of a methodical offense. They want a power run, and they're going to be taken out of their game if it gets any further out of hand.
Shotgun, snap, nice songer, looking to pass out there to Copeland, who got open. He flashed out the 20. Couldn't handle that pass, however.
Just a little too far.
And that makes things very difficult for the Raiders here as you are pinned, backs against the wall in your own territory deep with a 3rd down 13.
You're a defensive coordinator, and your offense is giving you a 20-7 lead, and it's 3rd and 14. I don't think they're going to rush 2.
No.
So if I'm the Morgan quarterback, buddy, I'm going to find my receiver as quickly as possible because I think the blue guys are coming.
Yeah, you're Coach Bowman. You're probably opening up the playbook here on 3rd and long, and they will look to pass. And it's going to be a screen, though, dumped off. And that's Searle who makes the catch. The wide receiver screen, middle of the field, and he gets stopped only up to the 24-yard line. Short gain of a couple, well short of that 1st down. And now the Raiders have to kick it away again. And that's great news for Coach Brownrigg and the Tornadoes if they want to try to tack on another one before this half is over.
You know, I thought we were going to see some linebackers blitz on that, at least 1, if not 2. And they didn't. They only rushed 3 guys. The linebackers sat back, and they were just waiting for that screen pass. I'm sure they saw that on film. It's a great job by the defensive coordinator to wait for that play to unfold.
Another booming kick. Caught by Samsel at the 34 off the legs of Copeland, and Samsel is tripped up only after 2 yards on that return as he was looking for some cutback ability there and some blocks upfield, but what a tackle there on special teams.
Hayden 6 for Morgan made that tackle. Great job. That was more of a line drive kick that time. It didn't get that, bring rain type of punt we've seen the last 2, and Samsel's back there. You know he can catch, and you know he's going to return if he gets a chance. That's a great job that time by Hayden 6 for Morgan.
Yeah, we've called 6's name several times here in this first half with some good tackles.
Defense has to get a stop here. They can't afford to go down 3 touchdowns.
Ball spotted at their own 35-yard line here for the Tornadoes.
They're offsides. Oh, no flag, Smell of pocket. Oh, baby.
Pauly evidently not quite there on the end. As the hard snap count again by Anton now happens, and he'll hand it off Schauger. Schauger up the middle and spin down at about the 38 or 9-yard line, depending upon the spot.
I think the timing was off on that play. Number 10 for West Muskingum, Carter Wendland, is coming across the formation like he's going to be the kick-out block, and he doesn't get there. The back gets in the hole ahead of the blocker. And no plays are designed like that. I think that was a mistake.
4 yards there for Schauger in the books. Up to
Still got
39.
4 yards.
Yeah. 2nd and 6. Clock running down. 2.5 minutes now left to go in our opening half, as you see at the bottom right-hand corner, of a 20-7 West Muskingum lead here on the game of the week. And it's Anton. He's going to shoot forward, calling his own number for about 4 more to the 43, leaving a 3rd and short here. Both teams timeout situation, by the way, 2 timeouts apiece. Keep that in mind here as we run down the final 2. No urgency, let's say, here by either side right now.
Coleman Welsh made that tackle. Well, we'll see urgency here if we get a first down. If they don't get a first down, well, we'll let the clock run down, and we'll see in the second half.
Big 3rd down for both teams. West Muskingum wants another scoring drive here later if Morgan wants to get the ball back and get the hold. It's going to be Cisse to call his number on 3rd down, and he gets it despite getting tackled down low at the hip. First down for Cisse on that 3rd down play up to the 49-yard line, 6 yards. Move the chains. Now here comes that urgency you might see from West End.
You bet. Hayden Bankus for Morgan did something that not very many guys of his teammates have done, and that's a solo tackle on Cisse. Now we'll see. Clock's going to run, and we know Anton can throw the ball halfway down the field if he wants to.
Tornadoes started with possession on their own 35 here in the late stages of this quarter. As we get near the half, it's a handoff against Cisse. Cisse just trying to get out of trouble. He can't, as 4 or 5 Raiders meet him at about the line of scrimmage.
That looked like a team meeting on Cisse's jersey.
And so it will be 2nd and 10. 1:10 left to go in counting until intermission. And coming up, we have the CA House Music Halftime Show. Play Music for Life. Stay tuned for that. We'll have the Ohio Educational Credit Union replays of the first half. And when we start it back up in the 3rd quarter, after the halftime festivities here at Whirlwind Stadium. Speaking of festivity, it was homecoming here tonight. Last year, it got ruined down in Morgan and McConnellsville at the athletic field by these West Muskingum Tornadoes. The script has flipped. The Tornadoes look like they might be the jubilant bunch here on homecoming tonight, but we have a long way to go.
Well, we have a long way to go, and regardless of who wins this homecoming game, my homecoming is not going to be ruined because ho-hos, cons, chips, and snacks here on the press box shelf here that's provided by the nice folks from West Muskingum. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Treated well indeed again. We appreciate it all up here in the booth. John Glenn at Philo next week, game of the week next week. You know, the timeout called here down on the field with 1:09 left to go. You're West Muskingum with the ball up 13 points. You still have 2 timeouts. You know, what would be the kind of play calling in the final minutes? That 2-minute drill, so to speak here. You got a team that can do a little bit of everything. On the offensive side, do you come out passing? Do you come out with a mixed bag? What do you do?
Well, this is a little different formation. Look at this guy right here. 13. Okay, he's going to go across.
And that's Samsel to the right. He's got 2 touchdowns receiving tonight. Anton going Cisse side. Yes, they connect. And he nearly broke it. And he's finally taken down. The ball came loose, so they're going to call a funnel at the tail end of the player. Is he down?
He's down.
He's down, fortunately, for the Tornadoes.
Well, they had Samson out here, and they ran him in motion, and that left Cisse for one-on-one coverage. And holy cow, look out. I mean, I think he came out of the backfield.
And Cisse blew by the defender. Nice songer. Did get wrestled down at the very end. You take a look at Cisse trying to stretch out. That ball comes out.
Ooh.
But that right hip may have been down. That's what they say. Here we go. First down. West End threatening again as they are inside the red zone looking for another one.
Clock running. We're down to 40 seconds. They're telling the offense to hurry up.
And that's about 5 more yards here on first down.
Morgan's defense has to suck it up now.
2nd and 5 at the 14. Looking for another TD. Looking to pass it. Anton for his 3rd strike tonight. No, it's up high of the intended target in the back of the end zone.
There's good coverage that time by the secondary for Morgan. At the last second, the receiver kind of leaked away from his man, and Anton just missed him.
Looking for Connor Hill, the 5'10", 140-pound sophomore. So overshot him by a few yards. Timeout called by West End on the field here. That's going to be their final timeout of the half with 23 seconds left to go. For what it's worth, Morgan still has 2 in their back pocket. Tornadoes on the move. This is big. You know, West Muskingum adds another score to their lead right now, and it could be a dagger early in this one for Morgan at the break.
I think you're right, Hank. I mean, Morgan has shown they can move the ball, but it's a very methodical offense so far tonight. They've had a great run by their quarterback for their score. But, you know, it's just been painful for their offense. They just haven't been able to put first downs back-to-back and long enough to sustain a drive. If their defense gives up their 4th touchdown of the night, and that's going to be a steep hill to climb.
You know, the Morgan Raider defense has not really stopped the West Muskingum's offense tonight. The only time, it was a turnover.
That's
that was
right.
it.
That's right.
You know, you're not going to take that away. Turnover's a turnover.
Okay.
Great play by Searle. Helped set up the Morgan lone score. Here we go.
3 wide receivers right, including Cisse is in the slot.
3rd down play for Anton. Looking, middle of the field. In coverage, picked off again. That's the 2nd interception thrown tonight by Anton. Here come the Raiders down the sideline on the return. Banged out near the 30-yard line. That prevented another West Muskingum scoring chance here late in the half, and that could loom large later.
Well, it's Hayden 6, number 29, picked that thing off. He played it perfectly. The sophomore, 5'8", 147 pounds. That 5'8" is about as tall as it's ever been.
And he read that. Yeah, he read that beautifully. Looking for Connor Hill, number 0 for West Muskingum, as Anton's been looking Hill's way the last couple plays. That time it backfired.
Well, you know, I'm surprised. I'm going to see if I can find him. Keegan Carnes has been their guy at the end zone in every game we've done.
Yeah.
And I don't think they've gone to him tonight.
Well, Nicelonger has a chance. They come out firing. Coach Bowman's club trying to get past midfield quickly, and they do with Searle right at the 49 of West End. They're going to call a timeout here because they had 2 remaining, and they have a chance at least a Hail Mary opportunity in this half unless there's a flag, and there is.
Well, I think that'll take the suspense out of the Hail Mary.
Yeah. Yeah, you can throw that by the wayside. You see the replay for what it's worth there. It was a good connection downfield coming across to Searle, all for naught. And that will probably mean a different result, to say the least. You probably expect a knee right here from Morgan.
I would think so. You know, let's make sure we explain West Muskingum's defense was kind of backed off. I mean, as long as the guy catches the ball in front of him and they tackle him, everything is going to be fine. I mean, look at their secondary now. These guys are almost in a different time zone.
That prevent defense.
You bet.
And
That's
it. Half runs out right there with a quick play, and that's it for one half here at Whirlwind Stadium at West Muskingum High School up on the hilltop. 20-7, Tornadoes lead the Morgan Raiders in the Muskingum Valley League Small School Division Showdown. Don't say that too fast, as we've come to the break. Tornadoes looking good as they're trying to win their third straight. Morgan trying to stop a 2-game losing streak on the wrong side of things right now. Time for the halftime show here on the Game of the Week. C8 Music House, and it's Play Music for Life. Back with the second half with Doug and I in a little bit, right here on the Community Bank Game of the Week.
Your locally owned Tire Pros, City Tire Zanesville, Coshocton City Tire, and Buckeye Tire Pros of Cambridge have the largest inventory in a 3-county area. They offer a simple, straightforward approach to tire and auto service that includes nationwide warranties, hassle-free experience, and a vast selection of Michelin tires. No matter what you drive or where you've driven, Michelin has a tire to fit any need, and we offer service for your commercial vehicles to keep your business rolling.
When you need tires, think of us, your locally owned tire dealers.
It is so sweet. It just makes the world a sweeter place, one chocolate at a time. Nothing but chocolate. We started in 2004. I want to not be the norm. I want to step it up. I want to be better than anything that they're used to. Lovely thing about the community bank is they know what you're kind of going through, so they are very supportive. As a business owner, the pressure of the world is on your shoulder every day. We get that support from the community bank.
It's so rewarding being a part of Foxfire, because one of the greatest days that I have through the year is Foxfire graduation. To see the smiles, to see the families all come together, and it's a we did it type of atmosphere, and it's such a great event that you can't help but smile and be proud of what I'm a part of.
One of the benefits of being an independent agent, if your rate goes up at your renewal, we can shop it with other companies to keep your price and your costs down.
We've got over a dozen carriers here that we represent. We call that the power of choice.
We have the ability and flexibility to do what's best for you.
By directly representing several reputable insurance companies like Grange, we can put your interests first when insuring your auto, home, business, or life. Call Williamson Insurance Service, representing Grange Insurance in Zanesville, Newark, and Pataskala.
Do you have to ask your wife or husband to repeat everything she says or he says? Don't get mad. Call us at Norvell's Hearing Aid Center in Zanesville or Cambridge for a free hearing aid consultation.
Norvell's, helping save marriages for over 50 years.
One, two, ready, play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got you.
It was glossy, with wear from others who safely passed them. I woke in the morning, took a breath and a sigh. I decided I would take the road less traveled by. I took the road less traveled.
Instructor Loretta Davis, percussion instructor Addie Young, and lead technician Levi Masters.
Stop. Go that way. Good job, Morgan. Good job.
Ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to the front sidelines where the 2022 edition of the Tornado Marching Band is now entering the field. They are in their 27th season under the direction of Andrew Reese. tonight with the opening song off the Beatles' iconic Abbey Road album from 1969. From the amazing team of John Lennon and Paul McCartney, here is Come Together.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Backstreet Boys are one of the most popular boy bands of all time. The West Muskingum Tornado Marching Band continues this evening's show with the title track off their second album, Here's Everybody.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
In 1996, Will Ferrell and Chris Kattan created a hilarious dance club skit on Saturday Night Live called The Roxbury Guys. Featuring tonight's closing song, check out the band's fancy footwork as they finish with Hathaway's 1993 hit, What Is Love?
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mom, softball's over. What am I going to do next?
School's about to start. Why don't we try band?
I'm going into the 5th grade this year, and I think I want to do band.
Awesome. Let's see which instrument fits you best.
When it comes to your health and well-being, everyone can use a helping hand. That's why Northside Pharmacy goes the extra mile to safeguard your health and wellness. From advice on proper use of your medications to keeping our community safe, we've got you covered. Day or night. Northside, your pharmacy for life.
Your locally owned Tire Pros, City Tire Zanesville, Coshocton City Tire, and Buckeye Tire Pros of Cambridge have the largest inventory in a 3-county area. They offer a simple, straightforward approach to tire and auto service that includes nationwide warranties, hassle-free experience, and a vast selection of Michelin tires. No matter what you drive or where you've driven, Michelin has a tire to fit any need, and we offer service for your commercial vehicles to keep your business rolling.
When you need tires, think of us, your locally owned tire dealers.
Buckeye Apparel is a local screen printing embroidery shop. My brother and I started in my parents' basement. We started with the apparel, and then it led to our Mark of Valor, which is our motorsports themed apparel. Then it led into our locality store. As soon as I met with the community bank, I could tell that they cared about what I had going on, the projects, the business that I had going on. If you shop local, choose local, and bank local, it keeps your money back in your own pocket.
Grandchildren say some of the cutest things.
Don't miss out on any of them just because you can't hear.
Call us at Norvell's for a free hearing aid consultation.
Because when it comes to your grandchildren, you don't want to miss a thing.
Norvell's Hearing Aid Center, we're always here for you.
Back here at Whirlwind Stadium, the Community Bank Game of the Week. We're at halftime. West Muskingum up 20-7 over the Morgan Raiders. I'm Hank Elfman with Doug Clifford. Quite the first half we had, especially for the West Muskingum Tornadoes. Jake Anton threw 2 touchdown passes to Slater Samsel, covering 21 and 34 yards out. Rashid Cisse had a 41-yard touchdown run on a 4th down play in the second quarter. Morgan's lone score was on the legs of the quarterback, Logan Nicesonger, from 25 yards out. Morgan's been down all game long. West Muskingum jumped him from the beginning, up 14-0 before Morgan got that score. Westham got that late score from Anton to Samsel. Their second time tonight, they connected with one another with just under 5 minutes left to go in the first half, Doug. And then nearly tacked on another one before he went into intermission, but a big interception made by the Morgan Raiders. 2 interceptions by Anton, the only downfall for him tonight in this West M team. But right now, the Tornadoes, they get set to kick off to start the second half, looking like they're in the driver's seat to get the victory here tonight.
Well, our Hayden 6 for Morgan picked that ball off at the goal line and prevented the 4th touchdown from going across. I mean, that was couldn't have come at a better time for the Raiders.
So strap it up. Second half underway. The kickoff will be out of bounds here, drawing the flag in good field position for the Morgan Raiders to start quarter number 3, and they're going to need everything they can get to get back into things.
Well, you know, I think the one thing we didn't touch on was after Morgan cut it to a one-score game, 14-7, and kicked off, Cisse made that amazing run all the way across the field and then down the near sideline right in front of us and had the ball at, the 30-yard line or something like that for the Tornadoes, and they took advantage of that field position and picked up their 3rd touchdown. So I think that, to me, so far has been a turning point in the game because the Raiders' offense looked pretty good on their touchdown drive.
They did, and they're going to have to here in the second half to try to come back and get a victory on the road and ruin West M's homecoming night. Here's a big run from Copeland, and he'll get about 10 yards to start this second half up near their own 45-yard line. So just what the doctor ordered for their team here to get things underway.
You know, they're down 20-7. They don't have to score on this drive, but just think how advantageous that will be for the Raiders if they can cut it to another one-score margin with this much time left in the game.
Nicesonger out of the shotgun here. He will hand it back off to Copeland. So you see the tactic by fifth-year head coach Chase Bowman run the football with Copeland. Not sure if that ball came out at the end or not.
I think that last hit was made by a tornado because I don't think Copeland's knees had gone down on the ground, and technically he was still up.
Unfortunately for Morgan, they'll maintain possession, if so, at the 48-yard line. 3 yards that time for Copeland. And so they've come out with Copeland on 2 straight plays here in the third quarter.
It was just straight on blocking on that last running play. Nobody pulled or trapped or anything like that.
Well, they go back to
Here's
him again.
A trap.
They do go back to Copeland after a fake. The guy came in motion from left to right. And Copeland gets about a half dozen more, just short of the first down on the West Muskingum side of the field.
Looked like the backside guard for Morgan pulled and kicked out the last man on the line of scrimmage. So you can see the replay here. There's 2 guys, guard and 81, a tight end come across. He may have been in the slot. Nice blocking scheme by the Raiders.
So the Raiders on the move. They have a 3rd down and 1 now at the West End 46-yard line. There's that power set, 3 backs in the backfield. Hand off to the deep back. First down, Weaver and more as he's up to the 40 for 6 more yards. So the Raiders doing everything they can on the ground to pulsate down the field against this West End defense.
Well, West End pulled their defense in. I mean, I think their entire defense was within 6 yards of the line of scrimmage on that snap. And that's great if you stop him. But if that guy pops out of there, there's no pursuit. He could go all the way.
3 receivers, 2 to the right side. Westham nearly jumped off, and they did actually. His flag has come flying out with that snap count by Nysonger. And that'll be 5 more free yards for the Raiders. So Morgan continuing to march it down the field quickly here in the opening 2 minutes of the third quarter.
1st and 5. And every offensive coordinator in the country likes a 1st and 5 situation at their opponent's 35-yard line.
Copeland is the deep back. Impressive start to the half here for Morgan. Down 13 on the scoreboard. 3 receivers, 2 to the right again. Nysonger gets the snap, looks immediately to pass right side, out in the flat, caught. It's Copeland. Copeland, look out, 200 pounds of bruising back in front of you, and he's past the 20 in the red zone, and he might have trickled out before the 10, but Morgan is ready to knock on the door for a score here to start the frame.
Well, they're going to have to wait a little longer because there's a little yellow hanky here at the 35-yard line. They're going to call block in the back.
That's a big one again. Morgan shooting themselves in the foot with a flag towards the end of the first half after an interception. They had a Hail Mary try potentially, and now this one will negate a nice play to Copeland on a screen inside the 20.
And the bad part about it, the block really wasn't necessary. Copeland was going to go past it. It's right there. And that's a shame. But it was a good call. I mean, it wasn't a bad call at all. It was definitely a block in the back, and it's going to cost them.
Video does not lie.
But I don't think it's 3rd down, though. I think it still should be 1st down.
Yep.
There you go.
They've corrected it. Good catch, Coach. And they'll sort that out. It will be 1st down still for Morgan. 1st and 15 at the 45 of the Tornadoes. While we have a moment here, we have some halftime scores to pass along. No surprise, Tri-Valley 21-0 over Philo. We'll see those Philo Electrics next week at home against John Glenn in the game of the week. Zanesville getting blanked big by Granville. The Aces 37-0. John Glenn Riverview in a tight one, tied 7-7. Coshocton 7, Crooksville 0. Sheridan all over Maysville 23-7. New Lexington doing the same to Meadowbrook, 27-7 as well. Back to action here. It's a handoff. Copeland. He's the go-to player in this half, and there goes Copeland for nearly a 1st down run on 1st and 15.
I was just going to say, the referee stopped the play to have a little conversation about something. They just kind of walked around. That used to just grate me to no end. I thought, we're moving here. It's our offense. Take your time, fellas. Want to bring a cup of coffee out for you? But it didn't bother the Raiders. I mean, they come back, and Copeland ripped off about 12 yards that time.
So up to the 32-yard line, 2nd and 2. Putt 13 down for Copeland officially, and it's a fake. Nysonger going to run for it himself. He's got a 1st down with daylight and more inside the 20-yard line. So red zone time for the Raiders as they look to get a score early in the half.
Well, I'm impressed with Nysonger's running. I wasn't prepared to see him do that much running tonight, but he has been an effective ball carrier.
And he is a load like Copeland and so many of these guys on the Raiders side.
Well, Morgan's playing their game. They're playing the power running game that Coach Brownrigg told me they were going to have to stop. I mean, that's all they're doing now is just power running, and it's working.
Nice Songer hands it back off to Copeland. Copeland, the workhorse here in the third, and he gets tripped up down low before he could get further and dance in for a touchdown potentially down at the 12.
You know, that's what I think Coach Robinson said for USC. Why they give the ball to the tailback? He said, well, maybe it was Coach, Robinson or McKay-1. He said, it only weighs a pound. So it's not like he's carrying something that's really heavy around. Right now, he's carrying that pound pretty darn well.
Some call it the rock. Whatever you want to call it, the Raiders are on the move here with 2nd and 3 at the 12. And back to Copeland it goes. Copeland, though, wrapped up at the waist and down for no gain.
Well, somebody on the West Muskingum defense would do what we would call stayed home. There he is right there in the backfield. I can't see his number, but I tell you what, that was a great play. I think it was Schauger because he just stayed right there. His little counteraction in the backfield. And Copeland went out there, and Schauger was just waiting on him. He didn't go for the fake and made a great tackle.
Yeah, you saw the replay there, brought to you by the Ohio Educational Credit Union. It was Schauger to prevent Copeland from getting further penetration. Again, 3 yards needed. Now 3rd down for the Raiders. That power set, it's to Pauly as he gets the pitch, and he's on the short side of the field, far side from us, and he may not have gotten it. He could be short.
Hey, man, that's a big guy carrying a football. That's your basic student body left.
First time they dial up big number 71. Take another look. Smooth mitts right there on the pitch, huh? Just not enough for him. Give Westham all the credit in the world to prevent him from getting that first down. 4th and short.
Nice job by Cisse to force him to run around him. He didn't let him cut up the middle. Cisse wasn't in on the tackle, but he definitely strung that play out. Let his teammates come in and make a great play.
So with 4th down at 1, they'll go for it. It's a fake. It's a pass. Middle of the field. It's knocked around, and it might be intercepted. It is right now. All indications say it's Sampson with an INT. And as he's wrestled down at about the 21-yard line, we do have flags down at the field at the 5-yard line where the interception took place. And Doug, to boot, didn't see it on the screen here. Another flag comes in at the tail end of the play where the tackle took place.
I didn't see that one either.
So a lot of sorting out to do here, and there's the first penalty flag at the 5. It's interference on the NATOs.
That's going to negate the interception for sure. Now let's see what else we have here.
So now they'll come over and talk over along the West Muskingum bench where the second flag came out.
I think this is going to be a dead ball call. It should not affect the possession. I think Morgan will maintain possession here. We'll have to wait and see.
Regardless, Morgan's going to get another crack at it.
They're not talking to Coach Bowman.
Clock is stopped. Bottom part of your screen. 6 minutes, 35 seconds left to go. Third quarter. 27 West Muskingum. West End jumped out 14-0. Morgan scored middle of the second. Chopped the lead in half before a late tornado touchdown in the second quarter, and now the Raiders threatening here in this third. Let's see about penalty marker 2. So there's your first one, which we knew, and another one on the Tornadoes for a personal foul.
Wow.
So double penalties there, negates the interception.
Sure does.
Stops the Raiders on 4th down from turning the ball over, and they will have another crack at things, in fact, a new set of downs. See how they mark this one off. Half the distance one would suspect.
And half again.
And that's going to put you all the way down to the 2-yard line for 4 tries at it for Morgan because field goals are not something you're looking at right now.
Well, if anybody has an offense to score from the 2-yard line, it's Morgan Raiders. If they can't get one of their backs into the end zone, they'll give to their tackle and let him run it in.
And let's see if he's lined up. He is, Doug.
Oh, baby.
You see 71 back there on your screen. He is lined up, Pauly. So look back in the backfield. Copeland, 23, and Weaver, the deep back, 27 back there in that power set.
Coach Bowman said that Pauly scored 4 times so far this year. Oh, he's moving that time.
Nice song there to Copeland. Easily gets into the end zone for 6. And for Copeland, that's his first touchdown of the night. Second rushing touchdown of the evening for the Raiders as a team. And all of a sudden, they're within 1 score.
Boy, I thought I saw Pauly just twitch a little here. Yep, right there. It did not get the call. Nice block. Walked in the end zone. Great play. Great execution that time. But like we said, that's the goal to go from the 2 offense right there, and you put your tackle at fullback and turn him loose on somebody. Gee, me Christmas.
So Carson Copeland, who will now do the extra point try.
This was almost blocked last time.
He banged that one in from 2 yards out.
You look how far away he is from the holder. I mean, he's got to cover a lot of territory. He's 5 yards away almost. You better be stepping, buddy.
As we await the snap, then the hold. The holder, Coleman Welsh, awaits that. There it is, and he puts it down, and the kick on the way with a lot of pressure. Copeland did get hit at the end, very low. No call with a flag.
No good.
And no good by Copeland on that kick as well. So the kicking game was shaky on the first extra point, nearly blocked. This time Copeland gets hit down low, slow to get back up, misses on this touchdown try.
You know, the snap wasn't crisp. We used to time that, and we wanted our ball snapped on the tee and kicked in under 2 seconds. And if it's not, the team has a chance to block. And that snap looked like a hanging curveball to me. It just kind of floated back there. The holder did a great job getting it on the tee, but
and unfortunately,
it's just not great timing.
No, and unfortunately, no good for Morgan. But that's a fortunate thing, obviously, for the home West Muskingum Tornadoes, because they also missed an extra point on their last scoring try late in the second.
It's a 7-point game, 20-13. We have 6:30 left in the third quarter. So now, if you're Morgan's and you're looking at their game plan, they can do exactly what they did the rest of the game: run the ball, hand the ball to Copeland, hand the ball to Sugar, let the quarterback run the ball, or not Sugar, but Pauly, and let the quarterback run some. But you have to play defense. If they can't play defense, that offensive strategy will not lead to a win. So they have to come out now, cover this kick to start with, and then play some big-time defense.
Defense wins games, and they're going to need it now. Offense can only carry you so much, but if you keep trading scores, at the end of the day, you're not going to win the game. So here's a bad kick, a low one that just squibbed out of bounds. And so both teams did that. That happened to start the half here. Morgan got set up at the 35, went 65 yards down for a score. Same thing here now. West End comes out for the first time in the third quarter at their 35.
I think that could be called the anti-Rashid kick.
Very well.
Kick it to anybody except 3.
And if that's the case, it worked.
Oh, man. I'm not going to kick the ball to that kid.
All right, so the West Muskingum Tornado offense will come out here for the first time in this third quarter near the midway point. 6.5 minutes left to go.
It's on the 37.
I did notice that there. Where it went out of bounds. That's the reason there.
Oh, look out.
Where it went out.
Look out.
Pitch to Schauger to the left, and he cuts in, and he got good yards, up about 4 to the 41-yard line. You like his cutback ability.
He would have gotten a lot more if Coleman Welsh hadn't done what he did out here on the perimeter. He kept his outside arm and leg free. He stayed on the sideline. He didn't give in to the temptation of sticking his nose inside. Had he done that, that would have been a big play around the corner for the Tornadoes. Nice job, too.
Big possession for both teams. West End's offense, Morgan's
got
defense.
A flag. The Morgan Raiders defensive lineman called that. They pointed at the offensive lineman, and the referee hadn't made a move yet. And after they pointed, he just took his flag out and dropped it. So, pretty good call there by the defensive line.
See if they can try that one again.
Yeah. Call personal foul next time. See if you get that one.
With the penalty marked off, 5 yards with that.
But
second and 12.
It's second and 12, and I don't think that's even a problem for this Tornado team.
They're at their own 35-yard line. Here comes pressure. Good blocking up front. Anton knows left in trouble, and he's just going to have to slide right out of bounds with those feet for a loss.
Good decision. I mean, that looks like a bad play if you're a fan, but that might be one of the smartest plays he's made all night. Instead of he was rolling to his left, he tries to throw the ball opposite, his right arm. Bad things happen. And also, it was a nice play by number 81 for Morgan, Richard Page. I mean, he's right there in that sideline where a lot of guys make a bad decision, make a hit out of bounds, and he held up. Nice job.
Well, we've seen Searle and 6 intercept passes thrown by Anton. So like I said, may have been a good decision, a really good decision to go out of bounds with that last run. Here he tries to go downfield to his favorite target, Samsel, who leaped up high, had his hands on it, but got nailed and couldn't hang on. And now the tide has turned where the Raiders will have a chance to get the ball. We do have an injured Morgan Raider at the end of that play.
Injured Morgan Raider is the guy who broke up the pass play. That was going to be a completion to Samsel. Well, as many good catches we've seen that young man make this year, I think he'd have come down with that one.
Yeah, you look at Anton here on the replay. Plenty of time. Pass a bit high. And there you see the hit downfield on Samsel. And right away, that hit by the Morgan Raider defender, down he goes. He came in low and he hit Samsel. So hopefully it's nothing serious here on the field.
You know, I wonder if we'd have seen that play again, did Samsel land on him? Because, you know, it looked like to me he drove his shoulder into Samsel's hip, and I just wonder if Samsel landed on him when he came down. It was a great play. Who was
injured player 6, number 29 for Morgan. Not to be confused there with name as a number. It is.
I think he's okay. It looks like he had the wind knocked out of him. He's not staggering or limping or anything else. He looks pretty good to me. Great play by Hayden 6. Perfectly timed on that pass breakup. I mean, that was a big-time play against a big-time receiver.
Yeah, 6 has an interception. A lot of big tackles here tonight. Good to see him back up here. 5:20 left to go, third quarter after that injury timeout. And a 7-point lead here at 20-13. West Muskingum clinging to it in this third quarter. Morgan's going to get the ball back. This is the first time we see the Tornadoes punt it away. Samson will do the chore, staying at his own 22-yard line, waiting the snap. And he gets it. And he will kick this one away with that left foot. And it's a shank off the side of the foot, out of bounds.
That's not a good one at all.
Let's see where they mark this. It's all about the trajectory of where it took off and went out. They're going to mark it at the 50 here, Doug. 18 yards it goes on the punt. Off the leg of Samsel. So the Raiders really have Mo on their side. After scoring here in this third quarter, can try to tie things up with the equalizer.
Well, I think it'd be hard-pressed to write the script themselves. I mean, they scored on their first possession of the second half. The defense came out, shut down the Tornadoes. Bad punt, ball to midfield. Here's the Raiders' chance to tie it up.
Two teams looking for a playoff berth when it's all said and done here at the end of 2022 this fall in the next several weeks. Who's coming away tonight? Copeland gets the call on first down. He'll pick up 4 yards to the West End 46-yard line. Remember, both these teams are ranked inside the top 16 in their respective division and regions.
Good blocking at the point of attack, and I like the big tailback. He knew he wasn't going to gain 40 yards. Get what you can get on first down. Push the sticks. Nice job by the Raiders on first down. 4 down territory, you think, Hank?
I'm thinking so, maybe at this rate.
I don't know.
You know, it might be a little too early.
It might be.
But right now we're at second down. We'll see if we get to that point. And it's going to be a run back to Copeland. Copeland looking to cut inside, and he chisels his way forward for about 4 more yards to the 42-yard line.
I think if you're in blue, you better keep your eyes on number 23.
And so now you're at third down and short, Doug. Excuse me there. You could start think about 4 downs depending upon what happens here, of course. As you get further down in Westham territory.
That's a good solid 2 yards for the first down. They're going to line up. They're not in their power set.
Obviously, we're still in the third quarter. A lot of football left to go. And here is the snap to Neislonger. Neislonger found a crease.
Whoa.
And when he found that crease, it looked like he was easily going to get it. But then he got met with heavy resistance right about that 40-yard line mark.
That was heavy resistance, all right. I mean, his momentum stopped immediately. And he's short. Fourth down.
He is short by inches. So
well, I just saw number 75 come in. I don't think he's the punter. I think he's an extra lineman, and I think we're going to see who in the backfield.
Yeah. Yep. Well, here's your fourth down. Would you go
it.
for it? Yes, they will on fourth and less than a yard. Pauly back there, you're talking about 71. It's to the big fella, and there he goes, rumbling, Bubba stumbling down the sidelines, still on his feet, finally crashed down inside the 25, and somehow Pauly flashes off a double-digit run.
It's like tossing the ball to a pickup truck.
Oh.
Nice play. Great call to go to the outside. I mean, if I'm the West End defense and I'm their coordinator, I'm thinking they're going to run one of those big hogs right up the middle ass and try to get a foot. And instead, they go outside with a tackle.
Ooh.
That surprises me.
18 yards for Polly on 4th down and 1. They'll go back to the ground here again. Well, the Raiders they're trying to wear down this West Muskingum defense. Copeland, though, bottled up that time for a short gain.
Well, I think that answered the question, 4 down territory or not.
Oh, yeah. And the Raiders on the move just outside the red zone here at the 21-yard line with 2nd down and 8. Under 3 minutes left to go. Clock still rolling.
It was a good stop by the Tornadoes that time to hold that play just to 2 yards.
It's a 1-score game. Morgan trying to tie things up possibly. It's a fake. Passing for the end zone. It's just short of the end zone. Searle couldn't hang on to it about the 2-yard line as it falls harmlessly incomplete to the turf. Perfectly timed defensive play over there as Searle got his hands on it and at the chest.
I think that was Cam Fowler that broke that play up. That was a big-time defensive back play right there.
You see Nicelonger airing this one out quickly.
I mean, that has touchdown written all over it. Nice job. Great defensive play. Now 3rd and 8. Did the pass play kind of surprise you on that?
I think it did.
It didn't surprise Cam Fowler. He was ready.
I don't think it'll surprise them here. They go back to the ground. It looks like they're going to with a full house back there, and they go back to Copeland on the ground, and Copeland is not going to be close to the 1st down. He was just lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
There's a little counter action in the backfield, and the Tornadoes are ready for it. Great defensive play. Backside guard pulls. He gets a decent block, but the point of attack, they don't get the thing blocked. Nice play by the Tornadoes.
Maybe a yard on that play for Copeland. It was. 4th down, though, again. They just converted to the Raiders moments ago. 4th and 7 this time around. Far different cry than 4th and less than a yard.
Oh, holy cow. When the Tornadoes come off the field, I thought he was going to break the sound barrier.
Trying to avoid a 12-man penalty over there. As 99 for West End came flying off in 4-acre.
I think 99 said, if I known he was going to call a timeout, I wouldn't have, I'd have put the landing gear down.
That'll stop the clock here with 1:44 left to go. This gives us a chance to remind you next week we have John Glenn at Philo. Muskies Electrics Week 9 action. Community Bank Game of the Week for you next week. Tune in for that one at Sam Hatfield Stadium as we make a return visit there. Doug, first time to see John Glenn. Philo trying to see if they can make it to the postseason this year under head coach Lincecum, who has had a nice run there 5 times in 13 years at Philo in doing so. Also, we have a chance with this timeout to go over some more of our sponsors for you, if you will. Community Bank, now is a perfect time to join the Go Local movement by banking locally with the Community Bank. Genesis Orthopedic Center, where better begins here. Don't forget that Genesis player of the game coming up afterwards. We'll see who that may be. And Williamson Insurance, the power of choice from top-rated national and regional insurance carriers. Well, it's 4th down 7, Doug. Playbook has to open up here.
Well, we'll see if West End puts on a big pass rush or they play coverage here.
You have 4 receivers for the Raiders, 2 each side. You have Copeland alone back to the right of Nicelonger in the backfield. Let's see what they do. Will they slip Copeland out for maybe a screen? Will they go downfield looking for all the marbles? Looking, still looking, downfield, intercepted by the Tornadoes. Read beautifully. Would have been enough for the 1st down had the catch been made down there to the intended target. But West End has just turned Morgan over for the first time tonight with an INT. Take another look here on your replay.
Nicelonger's pass is intercepted by number 33, Wes.
Nice ups there, Doug.
Oh, yes.
Might have heard in the background here, Wesley Houston, the sophomore, with that interception as he jumped up high from the clouds to reach it.
Well, that's definitely the defensive play of the game for the West Muskingum Tornadoes. Nice play, Wesley. Perfectly timed, played pass defense just like it should be played.
Houston's a 5'10", 200-pound sophomore linebacker listed with a big interception.
Okay, West has to punch this thing out of here now. They don't want to give the ball up deep.
Late 3rd quarter, 1:37 left to go. It's a fake and a keep. Cisse with that snap here, Doug. We did not see that in the first half directly to Cisse, did we?
No, we did not. We were just saying at halftime, Anton had taken every snap tonight for the Tornadoes, which is something we've not seen. And we've seen everybody else take a snap. Great call, great time for Cisse to take a direct snap. You know, like we said earlier in the broadcast, Coach Brownrigg said he was their starting quarterback until he turned an ankle the first week of the season, and things changed right away.
That opened a door for Anton, the sophomore, and he's been spectacular this year, guiding their team to a 5-2 mark. Cisse's become Mr. Do-It-All, and here we go again. The Tornadoes matriculating for a first down by who else? Cisse. After he ripped off 11, he gets double digits more on this one.
We run this play back again, you're going to see quite a block from Schauger. When he knocks somebody end over end.
So Cisse got to the 38. He got 13 more after getting 11. And the Educational Credit Union instant replay showing there's a timeout currently on the field, Doug. But Cisse's come out with these last two plays when the Tornadoes need it most, hanging on to a 7-point lead, trying to get down the field and add to it.
It looks like number 3 is the injured player for Morgan. He's going off the field. Mason Burnside, senior. Defensive back, 5'8", 155. He's going to go over on the sideline and have some attention.
So Burnside, defensive back, injured there, taken off the field, as you mentioned there, Doug, and he plays on special teams as well with some returns. We'll see if Burnside makes his way back in. Just over a buck left to go here in the third quarter. Tightly contested game, as one would suspect here going into this one between a 5-2 and 4-3 match teams. Both fighting for their playoff lives here weeks down the road when we get to late October.
Cisse's taking the snap.
Out of the gun, Cisse. He's going to hand it off to Schauger, and Schauger has got daylight and then some. A lot of green before he got tripped up as he hits the turf with a fist. He thought he could have done more.
Well, you know, we think of Schauger as their power back, but did you see that burst of speed coming around that corner?
Very quick. And you saw it right there again as he gets into the Raider territory to the 48 where he got tripped down. So that's 3 straight runs by West End for first down runs of double digits. That one goes for 14 from Schauger after 13-11 by Cisse. Before that, Cisse this time gets it again, and he only got a yard. So the Raiders ramped it up, smelt that one.
Well, he put a couple of moves on a couple of defenders that worked, but Hayden Six came up from his secondary spot and put it into this play.
You see it right there. And so after 1 yard, 2nd and 9, that may be your final play of the quarter here. Depends upon the play clock and how that marries up. And it looks like they can just run it down. 2-second difference between the play clock and the game clock. So we're going to flip over to the 4th and final quarter, the final 12 minutes coming up here on a very exciting Community Bank Game of the Week at Whirlwind Stadium. It's homecoming night. West End looking to win 3 straight. Morgan trying to not lose 3 straight. These two teams with playoff aspirations will come back for the 4th quarter of action right here on the Game of the Week on WHIZ TV.
So, what do you think?
We're prepared to offer cash.
When you get great deals at Denny's,
$5.99.
you'll start to expect great deals everywhere. New all-day diner deals starting at $5.99. 10 delicious meals, only at Denny's.
Find the car you want now. The truck you want now. The travel trailer you want now at ThinksQualityAutos.com. Find the performance you want now. Luxury you want now. Economy you want now at ThinksQualityAutos.com. Cars, trucks, vans, SUVs, even travel trailers. Get the vehicle you want for less at Thinks. Find it now at Thinks or online at ThinksQualityAutos.com. Quick as a wink, deal with Thinks.
Get amazing truckload savings now at all Kokonis Mattress First locations. Hi, Bo Kokonis. We've just purchased truckloads of the famous mattress brands, including Serta, Beautyrest, and Tempur-Pedic, and we're passing the savings on to you. Save big on all sizes, including twin, full, queen, and king. Like this twin-size mattress in stock now for just $99. Upgrade your mattress and start sleeping better today with special 0% financing, free delivery and setup, and free power base upgrades with qualifying purchase. The big truckload mattress sale on now at all Kokonis Mattress First locations.
If you attended school in the state of Ohio, you may qualify to become a member of the Ohio Educational Credit Union. From elementary to high school, trade school through college, we're not just for teachers anymore. So come see us at the Ohio Educational Credit Union.
Storied Rivals started as a production company and it grew into a media company with our main focus in capturing unbelievable moments for families, kids, communities, teams, and schools. The financing community bank was able to provide us, changed our business, and allowed us to get to the next step. The community bank is trying to grow the community. And by backing us and our mission and then what we're providing for the community, they see that as a win-win. No matter what happens, they'll always be my first call.
At Denny's, we're open to being extra by bringing all your favorite fall flavors together. With sweet pecan sauce and real pumpkin mash, you'll fall for this breakfast. Social Stars influenced.
It's good.
Extra good. So pumpkin pancakes. Only at Denny's.
Back here, start of the fourth quarter at West Muskingum High School. Bottom left side of your screen, scoreboard brought to you by Fink's Family of Businesses. Morgan owned the third quarter, at least on the scoreboard, outscoring West End 7-0. You see the first half how it went. West End was up 27 at halftime. We're at 20-13 right now. And West Muskingum on the move at the Morgan 47-yard line with a 2nd and 9 as we start the quarter here.
Yep.
Remember, the Raiders just got turned back moments ago, and it looked like they could go in for a tie. West End comes back with Cisse to start the fourth, and he gets up to the 41-yard line, 7 darting yards for Cisse.
I like the way West End has responded every time Morgan gets close. They don't fold a tent and, put their chins on their chest. They just come back out and say, okay, here's what we have to do now, and move the football. Great job here by the Tornadoes, and Coach Brown-Rigg has maybe the best athlete in the league taking snaps at quarterback tonight.
And he's going to do it right here on 3rd and 3. He's going to fake the Schauger. Dances right, dances back left, and he just finds the seam for that first down. Makes it look so fluid and easily, does Cisse.
He just waits until the defensive player commits. He has decent blocking there, good blocking. And then he just waits till somebody makes a commitment in one way or the other, and he goes the opposite and picks up another first down.
He got 5 when they needed 3 on 3rd down right there with that carry. Cisse remains in with Schauger in the backfield here. Direct snap. Possibly going right into the hands of Cisse, and it does. And to Schauger, and Schauger tripped over maybe his own feet, regardless of the turf monster maybe.
I think he tripped over his quarterback's feet.
Either way, Schauger loses yards on first down, not how you want to do it here as you're trying to move down for potentially a game-clinching score it could be.
I see an ankle brace on Cisse's, looks like his right ankle. I bet that's the one he injured early in the season. Ankle injuries, they're not serious, but they are forever.
They tend to linger. And here we go on
Whoa, look
we have Samsel putting it on the deck, and I think Morgan may have it.
Unless someone stole it at the bottom of the pile, I think it's going to be Morgan's football.
They're indicating it is. We got to see it from the guys in the stripes.
Well, all the guys are Morgan.
And it is Morgan football. And they recover at their own 39-yard line, Doug. We're going to get another look at it, we think, here in just a moment. Right here, you'll see on the screen. Samsel didn't get a good chance at this one.
No, he didn't. That ball was handed off right at about chest level. And he just never got a handle on it. He almost got it back. And, yeah.
Who recovered
that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wade Pauley, the senior, 6'3", 222-pound lineman. Unbelievable athlete for Morgan.
So what are we talking about? What are we talking about now?
So here with 10 minutes, 12 seconds left to go. Morgan recovered this. However, it's under further review.
Well, we've heard the guys in the press will say, incomplete pass.
Yeah. That's a big game changer. Most doubt.
Well, I don't know. It looked to me like somebody handed the ball to somebody. It didn't look like he threw it. Let's see.
Take another look. Cisse, it was a quick flip to Samsel. One more time in slow-mo, and was that a pass or a handoff? You can debate again. We just saw it for a third time.
Well, you don't see very many guys throw it with 2 hands since Tim Tebow hung it up. But, yeah, that was close.
That was bang, and, Chase Bowman and the coaching staff on the far sideline, obviously not happy about it.
Not happy, but you still have to play. You have to come back out and play the next play. If you're moping about the previous down, then you're going to see somebody in blue run right past you.
Yeah, you could be defeated just like that with that mentality. You're right, Doug. Here we go with a
I don't think they have enough guys on the field.
And there's more whistles, and let's see if a timeout's going to be burned, and it will be burned.
They didn't have enough guys on the field. In fact, some guy ran off the field at the last minute, and that only gave him 10 guys.
See if that timeout right here being called hurts them later behind on the scoreboard. They'll have 2 remaining. West also has 2 remaining. 10 minutes and 12 seconds left to go. West Muskingum up 7. They're going to be facing a 3rd down and 12 after maintaining possession. What it looked like it was going to be a lost fumble instead of an incomplete pass.
You know, what happens on the sideline is your team, you think you've recovered a fumble. Okay. The defense comes out, offense comes on, and you may have been on the unit that came off the field and you're on the bench getting a drink of water, and all of a sudden, yeah. Well, that's shortest pass of all time.
Well, I thank the folks doing the replays for us tonight.
Yep.
We had more than a handful of looks right there here in the last couple moments. Great job, guys. And regardless, they reversed it to West Muskingum football for 3rd and 12.
That's right. Who's the quarterback?
Anton. After the incomplete pass, there goes Cisse in motion left to right. 4 receivers in all. And Sharker's going to come out of the backfield and slip downfield too. Anton in trouble, throws it on the run with pressure, and it's a catch down low around the ankles by Schager for a 1st down.
When you lose contain on the quarterback, nothing good ever happens. And look at this. There's no pressure from the outside. Contain. He gets faked out, and the quarterback gets outside and makes that play. All 12 had to do for Morgan was stop his feet and corral the quarterback because he had teammates in the backfield with him. There would have been a sack. You just can't let the quarterback go around you like that.
I mean, that's about as close as it can get. An outstanding catch by Schager, keeping that one off the turf to get down to the 24-yard line with that reception. Actually, they'll mark it at the 23 on this 1st down play. Nothing going on 1st down, though.
Copeland stepped up, made that stop. Nice tackle.
Schager, they went back to this time on a carry call to him. 2nd and 10 now. Clock becoming a big factor, but the scoreboard is the biggest thing. West Muskingum scores again. Even if they come away with 3, is the 2-score deficit.
Exactly.
So keep that in mind if they come down and get stalled out to the Tornadoes and have to try a chippy. Here we go with Schager in the backfield again, and Anton out of the gun, firing to Cisse, right side, caught behind the 25-yard line, behind the line of scrimmage. He'll go forward to the 21. He's thrown down, and he might have been thrown down by a mask, as a flag has just been thrown at the end. Let's see if a horse collar might be.
Well, he had old jersey.
And Cisse slow to get up, and he's kneeling back down. He could be very hurt here. It could be a big loss. Clock stop, 9 minutes, 1 second left to go as the officials will confer. Face mask is the call. So Morgan guilty of that on Cisse, and
we can see
Cisse
that one
paid
again.
the price.
I know the tackler had him by the jersey from behind.
So here we try to work that replay here.
Okay, so it's not 12, I don't think. Oh, right there.
Right there, he ripped it. Then he also had the jersey pulled from the back.
I think he had the face mask first. Not for very long, but he had it first.
And so Cisse injured on the play. We'll see if he comes back out there for the end of this game. That's definitely one thing to watch. So after the penalty, it's marked off to the 10-yard line. So the Tornadoes getting closer with a 1st and goal. Actually, they might be able to pick up one just inches from the goal line. Here we go with Schager. He'll run right side for a couple to about the 8. And so Wade Pauley making that tackle, and the Raiders need a few more here, as it will be 2nd down for West Ham in the offense. No signs of Cisse coming back out.
No, he's on the sideline with his helmet off. 20-13, clock running at 8:27 in the 4th quarter.
Fowler and Hill are the wideouts wide left for West Ham. And it's Samsel to the right. Schager to the right of Anton. Morgan showing blitz. They're bringing the house. Good protection. Pass the end zone. Touchdown! I think he got one in, but let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. They're saying he's out of bounds with the foot on what would be a Samsel 3rd touchdown tonight.
Wow. I don't think it gets any closer than that.
Well, we're going to get another view at it here. Live, it was definitely close. Here's your replay. Anton up high with that catch. Sampson came down, and he did hit half that right foot out of bounds on the white chalk.
Great camera work by our crew. Wow, what a shot.
So we'll be third down. That prevents West Muskingum from going up 2 scores, at least at the moment. Schauger to the left of Anton. Sampson again to the right. Looking left, though. He finds his man. That's Hill. Jukes and jives, but his cut-in only got a couple at best. And it will be 4th down now for West Ham, and it's decision time for Coach Nate Brownrigg.
That's not much more than an extra point. I think their kicker has the distance. But I don't see any special teams coming out. They're going to go for this.
And that's interesting. Like you said, Doug, just a little bit further than an extra point.
Well, the theory is, the thinking for the coach is, if we make it, great. If we don't make it, they're 90 yards away or more. So we'll take a chance.
You still hold that one-score lead.
Snap.
Low snap, but picked up Anton on the run. Throws Sampson. This time will it count? Yes! Touchdown, Sampson. His 3rd of the night. Wow.
I think they need to do a blood test on Anton, see if it's ice water.
Slater Sampson from 8 yards out with a touchdown. 3rd time tonight these two have connected.
Bad snap. He picks it up. Nothing to it. Shoots it in there. Those are probably one of the most sure-handed receivers we've seen this year.
That's a big score.
Oh, it's huge.
With 7 minutes, 26 seconds left to go in our 4th quarter. Kuhn will come on for another extra point attempt. But West Muskingum on 4th down rolled the dice, needing to get 7 yards. They could have picked up a first down inside the 1. You know, they're looking for the end zone, obviously, here. You decide not to go for the 25-yard field goal, and that might be part of your reason why, because Kuhn just missed the extra point. That's 2nd time tonight he has missed, and it worked for Coach Brownrigg with a touchdown.
He rolled the dice, and it came up perfect. But you know what's going to happen now? If you're Morgan, you're going to look back to that call that was called a forward pass instead of a fumble, and that really that turned the tide right there. That kept the ball in the possession of the West Muskingum Tornadoes, and they took advantage of that call. Right, wrong, or indifferent, the call was made, and they took advantage of it. And right now they're enjoying a 26-13 lead.
Yeah, doubling them up on the scoreboard. And you're right, Doug, a lot of woulda, coulda, shouldas, and ifs, ands, and buts, and all those things can be said. You didn't come up with the stops here at the end of this drive. It was still 3rd and 12. West Muskingum had to convert when they flipped it to an incomplete pass.
They certainly did. I see Cisse on the sideline. He's kind of testing his ankle out. It looks like to me they've taped over top of the brace he had on it. But if I was Coach Brownrigg, I think I would seriously consider telling Rashid to chill.
Yeah. So West Ham tees it here at the 40.
But, he's an important player on their defense as well, so we'll see.
Big answer for the Tornadoes. Morgan had the lone score in the 3rd quarter to get it down to a 7-point game. And here we go with the short kick field at the 26. And just absolutely smashed by a trio of Tornadoes. Mowed under was Richard Page for Morgan.
I think the Tornadoes have graduated to tsunami with that hit. Wow.
Yep, there you see it.
And that was just that's great coverage.
Yeah,
I'll tell you, special teams player, they don't call them special teams for nothing. You got to have a special kind of attitude to play those things, and those 3 guys right there just exhibited that attitude. Wow, what a play.
Definitely a special play, and leading the charge of that trio for that stop was Carter Winland with that stick. So 7:22 left to go technically here at Whirlwind Stadium in this 4th and final quarter. Raiders now down 13. They got to get 2 scores in a hurry. First things first, they got to go down this drive right now, and it's incomplete on that pass, high and to the left, looking for Coleman Welsh, the senior wideout.
And what you saw Slater Sampson do on that play is what we called splash that receiver. If he catches it, tackle him. If he doesn't catch it, tackle him anyway, and just let him know that if you come into my neighborhood, this is how you're going to be treated. That's a good play on defense.
And it'll be 2nd down and 10 now after that incompletion. Raiders bring out that 4 receivers again, 3 to the right-hand side. And Niswonger rolling right, fires high and deep, but actually it's kind of underthrown and having to come back to it near midfield, and not making that catch was Mason Burnside, who was checked back into the game for the Raiders over there on the far side of the field.
That's right. He was went off the field injured during that last defensive series. Good to see him back on the field.
So now back-to-back incompletions. You expect the Raiders to come out passing with 2 timeouts and just over 7 minutes left to go in the game, down 2 scores, and they've done just that. But now it's 3rd and 10 after a couple of throws that didn't hit the target.
Well, they've changed their defense a little bit. They took out a defensive lineman, Brett Cisse, back in the game. His first time he's reappeared in the game since he was injured on that 1 carry. See what he does here. See if he's going to blitz or cover.
We have flags coming in, and it may be a delay of game here, and it is. That play clock just hit 0 before they could snap it.
Did you happen to see the game where the time expired by like 3 seconds, and they threw a touchdown pass on it, and there's no flag? I think it was in the NFL, and because that's about the only games I watched during the evening. I think it was Monday Night Football, and somebody threw up the play clock ran out completely. It might have been the Buccaneers and Chiefs.
Yeah, Bucs Chiefs in that game. That was a wild one. Here we go with Niswonger rolling on 3rd and 15 after the penalty. He's got time. Here comes a couple tornadoes, and middle of the field nearly intercepted. Would have been close to a first down had the connection been made to Coleman Welsh. So he tried to go back to Welsh again for a second time in the last 3 play calls, but they couldn't connect, and West Muskingum's defense rises to the occasion.
Great coverage that time by the Tornadoes. Nobody's open. Guys are blocked, but there's just nobody open.
You look at the chase there by couple Tornadoes, and then laying out, knocking that ball away downfield as well.
Was that Cameron Foraker?
That was Foraker 99 down there, making sure Welsh didn't have a chance to catch that one. So punt time for Morgan with just under 7 to go. Copeland, who kicks this one high, and it will bounce inbounds at the 43, take a favorable Raider hop for about another 10 yards down to the 33-yard line. And that's where West Muskingum will try to salt away a victory here with 6:47 left to go in this small division battle in the MVL between these 2 schools.
Well, now's the time, if you're a defensive player, if you're not the first guy on the tackle, if you're the second guy to come in on it, go for the football. If you're the first guy, you have to make the tackle. I've seen that too many times. Guys try to grab the ball if they're the first man on the tackle, and they don't get the ball loose and they don't make the tackle. But if you're the second or third guy in, look for that football, because they're going to need a turnover here to have a chance to win the game.
You're absolutely right, Doug. Couldn't agree more with you. Down 2 scores. Time is of the essence.
They're back to their 4-4 look on defense. They're expecting to run, which I'm sure that's what they're going to see.
And is that Cisse back in there? It is. He gets a direct snap. He's back on. And healthy enough to finish this one up, and he'll run forward for not much, though, here on first down. Maybe doesn't have quite the explosiveness, not sure. Either way, give the Raiders credit.
Well, I think what you lose with a sore ankle is you lose your ability to cut. You can run forward, you can run straight, but you can't do a lot of sideways stuff, and that's what has just killed the Morgan Raiders defense when he's carried the ball tonight.
And you know, clock's still running. West Muskingum in no hurry to run this play clock and game clock down.
Well, the Raiders have already burned one timeout because they didn't have enough guys on the field in one defensive series.
And it's going to be a handoff here. Cisse gives it to Schauger. And Schauger is going to be tripped up, and he may have lost a yard. You're looking at 3rd and long for the Tornadoes, and now Morgan, you come up with a stop. You would have done the job needed. Long way to go with under 6 to play.
Okay, Anton just checked into the game. Connor Hill checks out. So you would think that Anton's going to take the snap, but there's no guarantee of that. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see Anton take the snap and take off running.
Let's see if he does. Schauger in the backfield to his right.
Throw it.
He's going to definitely air it out. He's going back to his favorite target. Samson has a couple steps, and he's overthrown over along that sideline as he blew past the defender Burnside. And West Muskingum stops the clock here for Morgan. 3 and out. First time we've seen that this evening.
I tell you what, it couldn't. They needed it a little earlier, but it's good that they got it now. That ball was it landed in the blue paint. So that was even had Samsel come down with that hit man out of bounds by 2 yards.
Are you surprised with Coach Brownrigg calling a pass play here? If it doesn't work, it stops the clock, helps Morgan here late.
Well, when you're throwing the ball to Samsel, I don't think it's that big of a chance. I think that's if it can get
if there's a call to be made for a pass, it's go to him, right?
Close to his hands, it's going to be a catch. So, no, I wasn't too surprised. They took a shot at that.
So very aggressive.
There's
didn't work out. Here's the punt, fielded by Searle with a fair catch
nice
on
job.
his side of the field. Yep. So Morgan's going to have excellent field position after just about a 15-yard punt.
Well, if you want to talk about how secure a 2-touchdown lead is, you can talk to the head coach from the Cleveland Browns.
You're referring to week 2 against the Jets, I do believe.
Yes, I am. And being a Browns fan,
that's a rough life.
It was a rough life being a Browns fan.
Oh, yeah.
Morgan needs a touchdown and an onside kick in a hurry.
I can't talk much being a Miami Dolphin fan. It's been rough for us. So with the Raiders now with the ball back here at the Weston 47-yard line, you couldn't ask for much better for Coach Bowman's team. You only burned a little over a minute off that clock getting it back, and you're still over here on the West End side of the field.
Boy, don't you have the feeling that the same thing that bit the Raiders last week with Sheridan, bit them again tonight, that slow start.
Yeah.
Offensively, slow start. Defensively, and then they played tough football the rest of the night.
Yeah, New Lex put the chin on them last week, 40-23, and beating the Raiders. Here we go, nice longer looking, got his man Searle, and the crossing pattern's a connection to the 35-yard line. That's a first down, and that will move the sticks. Quick play here for the Raiders. Let's see if they can continue to march it.
They're going to play a little tempo here. They're lining up right now. They're not wasting any time.
Nice songer out of the gun. Copeland in the backfield to his left. 3 receivers.
Offensive lineman did a good job getting back on the line of scrimmage that time.
And check it. It was 4 total receivers, and he finds a guy coming from right to left with a crossing pattern, and making the catch is Burnside, and Burnside will do just about enough to get a first down inside that 25-yard line.
Well, the only thing he could have done better is to step out of bounds. But he did get the first down. It's a nice catch, well executed, good throw, good protection by the defensive line.
10 more yards on that play. Nice longer look left. Now goes right. He's got plenty of time here, Doug. You and I could throw it. Nice longer just dancing back there at the 30. And finally goes underneath to Copeland, who slips out. And it's going to be close to another Raider first down at about the 15.
I think we could have made a ham sandwich and had it halfway gone before that ball was thrown.
Nice longer had all day. Take a look here as he rolled right.
Well, 3 looked like Mason Burnside was running up the sideline. Hey, he turned around and looked. He was wide open, but he turned to go to the end zone, and he just looked. He may have caught a touchdown pass.
And look at this. Nice longer on second and short, because it was just short of the first down on that last pass play to Copeland. Nearly runs it in. Nice longer. We'll have a first down and goal for his team.
I tell you what, the Raiders are doing exactly what they needed to do. They've gone right down the field. They've had 3 or 4 great plays in a row. First and goal at the 2 or 3? About the 3?
They will place it at the 3 for a first and goal. And hand off to Copeland. Copeland is a 200-pound frame trying to just bully his way in, but he's just going to be short of that goal line, so that'll keep the clock moving. And it will be second and goal, and the Raiders are going to have to continue to hurry.
I thought that final lean put him in, but not quite.
So second and goal, Copeland. Nice longer back there again. Nice longer. He's going to look for that lead block, and he's just going to get thrown in by the defender. Standing up, touchdown, nice longer. His second rushing touchdown of the night.
Wow, what a drive. What great execution that time by the Raiders.
And so the Raiders come up with a 3-and-out defensive stop here. Get the ball back, great field position, go 47 yards down in a handful of plays for the score.
So it's 26-19?
And an
They're going to kick it. Yeah, it's going for 2. There's no reason to go for 2 here. They kick this ball in, they're going to be down 6. And if they don't kick it in, they're going to be down 7. So there's still 1 score.
And the extra point is deep enough, high enough, long enough, and good. So there it is, 6-point game, 26-20 after that touchdown, this time by Morgan's quarterback, Nice Songer. And with 3:33 left to go, and you still have 2 timeouts, it's anybody's contest here at the end.
Oh, yes, it is. And you asked me earlier in the half, Did I think that timeout that Morgan burned because they only had 10 guys on the field? Well, yes. The answer is yes. So now they could, if they had all 3 timeouts now, they could call timeout after every play that West End runs. They force a punt here, and they'd be in good shape. Now the question is, are they going to kick it deep?
And that
They're going to try to do one of those little squib kick things, and is Cisse back deep? Is that him back there?
You do have Cisse standing back at his own 20-yard line with Schauger complimenting him over there. So
I think if I had a choice to kick it to Cisse or kick it toward my goalpost, I'd kick it toward my goalpost.
The Raiders will come out here lining it up on the tee at the 40-yard line. Just over 3.5 minutes left to go in this fourth quarter. You have a 5-2 Tornado team that's won 2 straight coming in. Morgan 4-3, losers of 2 straight. These 2 teams have split their last 4 meetings together. West End has not defeated these Morgan Raiders on their home field since 2014 when you and I, Doug, were doing games regularly back then.
Well, it's time to strap him up tight, boys. This is going to be an onside kick. I mean, this is as berserk as football gets in my mind. Woo, look out.
And Copeland does try the onside kick, but we had whistles prior to that kick taking place at the last moment.
I think we had a timeout called by West.
And we did, Doug, so you're on top of things there. And Morgan will have another chance to decide what they want to do if they try that again, or do they kick it away?
Well, you know, what gave it away for me, Hank, was I looked up, and Coach Brownrigg was out on the field, and I thought, I know he's not on a kickoff return hands team.
That might do it.
So I thought, I think he called timeout. My quick mind just like a steel trap.
Still ticking, still working great with 3:33 to go. Morgan's going to have a chance to think about an onside kick maybe again. West Muskingum timeout leaves them with 1. Morgan has 2 remaining. Keep that in mind, down 6 points now at 26-20 after that last touchdown run from a yard out from Logan Nysonger, the quarterback for the Raiders. Next week, another good one on tap. MVL Big School Battle. We have John Glenn for the first time at Philo, but the biggest one of them all looms large in 2 weeks. Perry County Tussle. Know a thing or two about that. New Lexington and Sheridan will get it on for all the marbles, and that's not keeping Tri-Valley out of things. That's obviously a big rivalry game regardless of record.
Well, a few years ago, my broadcast partner asked me what I thought, and I thought, well, New Lexington Sheridan, I said, well, if both teams could lose tonight, they'd really make me happy. But now that I'm an employee of the New Lexington schools, I'm not going to say that.
Understandably so. As the teams have come back out onto the field, as we see what they elect to do, and the Raiders will do another onside kick. It's loose at the 50. And let's see, I think the Tornadoes may have just covered up after initially bobbling that momentarily, and they did.
Well, I think that was maybe the kid can get a starting spot next week. I think that was Cisse that came up with that ball.
Well, let's take a look at the Ohio Educational Credit Union instant replay of yet another onside kick. This one counting. The one prior didn't due to the timeout called first, and yes, Cisse just did land on it, but it wasn't smooth for Rashid.
You don't get style points.
But the big thing is for Coach Brownrigg's club in his 3rd year, as he's trying to pick up win number 6, and it'd be back-to-back winning seasons for these Tornadoes if they are able to complete it in the next 3.5. They maintain possession here by getting that kickoff.
Cisse's taking a snap.
And it's going to be Cisse taking it, keeping it, 45-40, and falls forward with that lunge for a first down for a dozen, maybe 13 yards to the 37.
Well, we know he's a good athlete. We know he's a good defensive player. We know he's a good offensive player. I think right now he's showing you he's a tough kid too. I mean, he's hurting.
Yep.
He's not at full strength. About all he can do is run forward as hard as he can, and that's just what he did that time, and picked up a critical first down here for the Tornadoes.
His arm and elbow down at the 38, 12 yards on that one. He'll get the direct snap call here as we trickle under 3 minutes to play in the game. Handoff, Schauger. Morgan reads it, and Schauger's down. He will lose a yard or 2 with that forward progress on the initial hit. And now expect
What a
those
tackle.
timeouts, right? Expect
Yeah,
the timeouts from the Raiders.
You bet. Good tackle that time by Paulie for a loss.
In fact, we do get a timeout right now from the Morgan Raiders.
Boy, has this game been everything we thought it would be?
It has been.
Wow.
You know, we've seen a lot of good ones throughout the year. We've seen a lot of games early in the year lopsided. Not so much here tonight. You expected this coming in. Maybe the team with the ball last was going to win it, and right now that could be the case with the Tornadoes hanging on with the ball last. Up by 6 with just under 3 minutes to go. And that leaves Morgan with one timeout with that TO call.
That's right. One timeout.
Both teams huddling things up. It's a 2nd down and 12 here after a loss of 2. You know, you got to get up to the 28-yard line. But if you're the Raiders, more importantly, you get a stop here. Probably call your last timeout, you would think, especially if it's not a big gainer on 2nd down.
Anton is not going to take the snap. He's on the sideline. Cece's taking the snap.
Huge play in the game. Always seems to change as you get further along, but we mean it this time here on 2nd and 12. Cece going to fake it, going to keep it, going to dart forward. 35, 30, 25, 23-yard line as he just continues to Pac-Man bite his way forward with those yards for 17 easy ones. And he makes it look so easy right there as he just blew through the Morgan defense.
I'll tell you what, it's I think that play right there is going to be called the dog's time. What a block. I just saw somebody get pancaked by a defensive or offensive lineman. Great blocking up front for Cece that time, and he does the rest.
Could be another nail in the coffin, not the final nail, but you're getting awfully close as Morgan burns that final timeout at the 2:48 mark. Left to go in this one with the Tornadoes hanging on to a 6-point lead at 26-20. Stay tuned when this one ends. Genesis player of the game will be revealed. Be interesting which way we lean here, Doug, at the very end of this one when this concludes. You just never know. Probably the winning side is going to get the player of the game. Doesn't always happen that way, but we'll sort that one out when this one concludes in a few minutes. Cisse comes back out for the direct snap. New set of downs after that big run. Twin receivers to the right, one to the left. Cisse keeps it. Cisse falls forward, tackled down at about the 19 as they crest into the red zone. Time will be chewing here for West End.
What an effort by Cisse here in this second half.
Battling through things.
Great job by the offensive line for the Tornadoes. And I mean, they have responded. When the game gets tight, that offensive line has come back out and taken control of the line of scrimmage and allowed the Tornadoes to run the ball, throw the ball, whatever they needed to do.
About 5 yards there on that play for Cisse. Him and Schager are back there, and he'll get it again. Direct snap run, and he'll run forward. Hard charging into that teeth of the defense of the Raiders, close to another first down.
1:56 and running, and the Raiders can't stop the clock.
They will place the ball at the 14, Doug, with under 2 to go. 1:45 and running, and needing 1 yard here on 3rd down. First down here, and you pretty much put that final nail in.
I think I just saw Cisse tell the coach, you don't need to take me out. I'm fine.
And that's true. Cisse going to stay in there here on 3rd and 1. Schager again to his right. 3 receivers total. Samsel by himself to the left. Twin receivers to the right. On the short side of the field, it's a snap. Cisse, you know who's going to get it. You know who's going to run it. It's Cisse. And he should have enough for a first down. He did get about 1, which is what they needed. Depends upon the spot with the nose of the football.
No signal yet.
And now we might see a signal. Will they do a measurement, or is that a 4th down call already with the fists? Yeah, inches short. No measurement here. Awfully close, but not a measurement even, unless they change their minds here. It's coming down to this.
I wouldn't want a measurement. Just let the clock run.
Yeah.
For Pete's sake.
And so West Muskingum will let that clock run.
You bet.
And that's a great point, Doug, because the time is what you need here. You're up 6. You need it to go down. And now they'll burn their last timeout with West Muskingum to prevent penalty yards.
That's a smart play. Call timeout. Let your kids catch your breath. bring them to the sideline and say, you guys got one more. You
40
got one more, and that's it.
49 seconds left to go in the game, and you're up 6 points. Need less than a yard. Neither team has a timeout remaining.
You know, if they want to take a knee, they can take a knee and give the ball away. I don't think they will. I think they'll try to get the first down. And then after that, you can unhook the helmets and call it a night.
And West Muskingum trying to make it 2 straight years, knocking off the Raiders. They ruined homecoming in McConnellsville last year. Tonight, homecoming. Morgan was trying to flip the script and get the Tornadoes back, and it appears that they're going to fall short. Comes down to the 4th and inches call here. West Muskingum and Morgan will be in it come week 10 for a playoff berth. West Muskingum with a win here tonight might be cruising into the playoffs with more ease, where the Raiders will have to fight to get in. Here we go on 4th and inches. Cisse gets it, and he's got it. And he's got the first down if he just hangs on to the ball, and he did. And he shows everybody what he thinks with the first down indicated himself. And that will be that final nail in the coffin and make West Muskingum a winner for a 3rd straight week here to go to 6-2 when it's all said and done. Morgan's going to lose their 3rd straight. Valiant effort late, going to come up empty and short.
Well, I tell you, great effort by both teams tonight. Both teams, when they had to produce points, their offenses stepped up and drove the length of the field and got the touchdowns. And just a great effort by both squads.
So one knee here, you would think. They're going to actually line up and run it with Cisse off that. Snap, and now your final seconds will tick off. A jubilant crowd here at Whirlwind Stadium up on the hill on homecoming night.
It's a great win for the Tornadoes.
On your Century Bank Game of the Week here on WHIZ Television. West End wins it over the visiting Morgan Raiders. Your final count actually 26-20. West End hangs on to win it. They'll go to 6-2. Winners of 3 straight. Morgan slips back to 500 at 4-4. Now losers of 3 consecutive games. Doug and I will come back with a final analysis on this one and the highlights of how West Muskingum wins a big one here tonight over the Morgan Raiders in an MVL South clash.
When it comes to your health and well-being, everyone can use a helping hand. That's why Northside Pharmacy goes the extra mile to safeguard your health and wellness. From advice on proper use of your medications to keeping our community safe, we've got you covered. Day or night. Northside, your pharmacy for life.
Don and Sue started in 1972. It's been around a long time, just a good pizza. We want to keep it going. A lot of the families come in with their kids after the YMCA games, after North Catholic games, after North Wildcat games, scoreboards and all the old Volkswagens. And it's just a neat atmosphere here. The community bank has helped me so much with not even only this purchase. I started a relationship with Jim Holman there a couple years ago. He is in here all the time. He knew this would work, and that's why they weren't nervous at all to jump right in and give us a loan.
Some people say for great skin, you need a good night's sleep. I don't. New Age Perfect Rosy Tone Night Cream with a cooling sensation. It reveals new surface cells and reactivates radiance, so skin looks younger. Wake up, Rosie. New Age Perfect Rosy Tone Cooling Night Cream from L'Oreal Paris.
You don't have to be a full-time athlete to experience muscle, joint, or ligament issues. Injuries happen every day. Fortunately, the sports medicine team at Genesis is here to help. With expertise across a variety of musculoskeletal injuries and procedures, the latest technology in an office setting, and all the support of Genesis Healthcare System, we'll help you get back to whatever is most important in your life. Better begins here. Start your path to better at genesishcs.org.
When it comes to high school football, WHIZ-TV and Finks have you covered. Catch all the action on the Friday Night Blitz. Fridays at 11 right here on WHIZ-TV. Can't catch the news? Then just log on to WHIZnews.com for the Finks High School Scoreboard for a complete list of game scores and more. And when you're ready to hit the road, just click on FinksQualityAutos.com. Or for new and used Harley-Davidson motorcycles, visit FinksHD.com. Finks and WHIZ-TV, because local matters.
Back here on the Century Bank Game of the Week on WHIZ Television. What a treat we had. I'm Hank Alphen with Doug Clifford here at Whirlwind Stadium at West Muskingum between the Morgan Raiders coming into town looking to knock off the host West Muskingum Tornadoes on homecoming night. And what a game it was. I mean, it was 26-13 the final score, or excuse me, 26-20 the final score in this one. And let's take a look at how West Dem got things started, Doug. And this connection right here, Jake Anton and Slater Sampson for the first score. They would do it again a few more times.
They would go tonight, I tell you that. That was a contested catch, and he came down with it cleanly.
That was from 21 yards out, opening drive, 7-0 West Muskingum, completing a 51-yard scoring drive midway through the first quarter, and all was well for West Dem. They held Morgan, got the ball back. Here's a fourth down play early in the second, and Rashid Cisse, guess what? He's gone. Despite the video glitch, he may have broke it. 41 yards on the TD scamper.
I think that's the first time he was caught in open field all night.
And you get to see the celebration afterwards. Trust me, Cisse made it there with ease quickly, and it was 14-0. Raiders come back, though. They made a game of things here midway second. Touchdown run 25 yards out from their quarterback. Nice song.
A great call that time by the Morgan coaching staff. They faked the ball to the inside. Nice songer kept it. Nice run, nice touchdown.
A nice songer there, and that was set up off an interception thrown by Anton to Searle. Searle picked it off. Copeland comes back in the third quarter after the Raiders were down 20-7 at the half. They make it 20-13. They missed the extra point. That was a 2-yard run from Copeland, and it's a one-score game again as we go to the fourth. West Muskingum, here we go. Anton to Samsel, dial it back up. Made it a 2-score lead again.
Well, that was just after Samsel almost had one, but his foot just barely touched out of bounds in the end zone.
I made it 26-13. Extra point was no good. And Nicesonger pokes it in from a yard out, making it 26-20 with about 3.5 minutes left to go, Doug. As we come back on camera for you, a one-score game here. And it's kind of what you expected between two teams that were playoff-bound aspiration-wise, maybe going in different directions, though. At the end of the night, West Dem's now won 3 straight. Morgan's lost 3 straight. Hope's still there for the Raiders. Tornadoes definitely looking good after having back-to-back winning seasons now, by the way, for a 4th time in school history.
Well, you know, it's two teams guided by 2 young head coaches. I think we're going to see do big things in this conference, and both teams kind of rebounding from some bad years. And tonight they played like league champions. So impressed with both teams. Can't say enough about them.
Yeah, and you know what? We can't forget to mention the Genesis player of the game. This was fairly easy. It was either going to be Anton Samsel, maybe Cisse, obviously his big playability and what he did to help win the game towards the end for West Muskingum, running out that clock with first downs. But we got to give it to Slater Samsel. He had 3 receiving touchdowns. I mean, those were beauties. 21 yards. 34 yards, and the final one turned out to be the winning score, 8 yards in the fourth quarter that they were able to hold off Morgan.
Well, he had a great game, no doubt about it. If it touched his hands, he caught the ball, except for that one he got submarined on. That was a high pass. But, yeah, he had a great game. What a weapon to have to throw to when you got runners like Schauger and Cisse carrying the ball, and then you can pull it back and throw it to Samsel. What an attack.
Quite a connection tonight. Anton to Samsel for 3 touchdown passes. You know, Cisse had a 41-yard touchdown run. West Muskingum jumped out early. That was the fear for Morgan again tonight for Coach Bowman's team, and right. It got him in the end. They couldn't come back and get over the hump.
Well, the thing that also impressed me was how West Muskingum responded. Every time Morgan would cut the score down, they would respond. And the other thing that impressed me, we all know how good an athlete Rashid Cisse is. Now we know how tough he is because he played the whole fourth quarter with his ankle taped up like a mummy and just ran straight ahead, never made a cut on anything. And, that impressed me.
Yeah, congratulations to the West Muskingum Tornadoes. Winners of 3 straight. They're now 6-2. They were already into the playoffs right now. Have had the season ended today. They'll stay in the top 16. They have 2 games left, and they are very winnable games. West Muskingum may be 8-2 when it's all said and done going into Week 11 of the postseason. Morgan slipping back to 4-4, losers of 3 straight in the top 16 in their region tonight. Could fall back to be on the bubble and have to do some work and get some help at the end. They, too, have 2 winnable games at the end. They could be 6-4, but will it be enough?
The teams they've beaten have to come through for them now. If the 4 teams they've beaten all won tonight, they're going to be in great. They'll be okay. But That's tough.
Yeah. So your final score here tonight at West Muskingum High School, once again at Whirlwind Stadium on homecoming night, 26-20. West Muskingum hangs on to beat the visiting Morgan Raiders in quite the game here between these two MVL schools. We'll do it again next week, Doug. Week 9, sure to be yet another entertaining one. We've been there before, going to Sam Hatfield Stadium. John Lim going to see for the first time at the Philo Electrics in an MVL Big School Division matchup.
I just hope my car doesn't drive to West Muskingum next week because we've been here so many times. But they've never disappointed us. They've always had a great game, win or lose. And they're having a fine season. It could get a lot better.
Absolutely. So have a great weekend, everybody. Until next week, for Doug and I, 26-20 here, West End again, winners over Morgan. John Glenn Philo next week. Perry County in week 10. That big battle looms too. Don't you forget, New Lex and Sheridan. Have a great weekend, everybody. Until next time, thanks for tuning in.
The Community Bank High School Football Game of the Week on WHIZ-TV is presented by the Community Bank. Now is the perfect time to join the Go Local movement by banking locally with the Community Bank. Genesis Orthopedic Center, where better begins here. By Williamson Insurance, the power of choice from top-rated national and regional insurance carriers. By Finks Harley Davidson, live to ride, ride to live. Finks Quality Cars and RVs. Quick as a wink, deal with Fink, and Fink's Easy Leasing and Rental. By Northside Pharmacy and Northside Oxygen and Medical Equipment. Northside, your pharmacy for life. By Norvell's Hearing Aid Centers in Zanesville and Cambridge, always here for you. By Foxfire Schools, free public alternative education serving students grade K through 12. By Kokonis Furniture and Mattress First, always making it easier for you to furnish your home. By City Tire Pros, serving our community since 1953. When you think tires, think City Tire Pros. By Denny's Classic Diner, America's favorite diner in Zanesville and Cambridge. Scoreboards are provided by the Finks family of motor vehicles and services, with instant replay brought to you by the Ohio Educational Credit Union. And the halftime show presented by CA House Music.
So, what do you think?
We're prepared to offer cash.
When you get great deals at Denny's,
$5.99.
you'll start to expect great deals everywhere. New all-day diner deals starting at $5.99. 10 delicious meals only at Denny's.
It is so sweet. It just makes the world a sweeter place, one chocolate at a time. Nothing but chocolate. We started in 2004. I want to not be the norm. I want to step it up. I want to be better than anything that they're used to. Lovely thing about the community bank is they know what you're kind of going through, so they are very supportive. As a business owner, the pressure of the world is on your shoulder every day. We get that support from the community bank.
When it comes to high school football, WHIZ-TV and Finks have you covered. Catch all the action on the Friday Night Blitz. Fridays at 11 right here on WHIZ-TV. Can't catch the news? Then just log on to WHIZnews.com for the Finks High School Scoreboard for a complete list of game scores and more. And when you're ready to hit the road, just click on FinksQualityAutos.com. Or for new and used Harley-Davidson motorcycles, visit FinksHD.com. Finks and WHIZ-TV, because local matters.
If you attended school in the state of Ohio, you may qualify to become a member of the Ohio Educational Credit Union. From elementary to high school, trade school through college, we're not just for teachers anymore. So come see us at the Ohio Educational Credit Union.
Do you have to ask your wife or husband to repeat everything she says or he says? Don't get mad. Call us at Norvell's Hearing Aid Center in Zanesville or Cambridge for a free hearing aid consultation.
Norvell's, helping save marriages for over 50 years.
At Denny's, we're open to being extra by bringing all your favorite fall flavors together. With sweet pecan sauce and real pumpkin mash, you'll fall for this breakfast. Social Stars influenced.
It's good.
Extra good. So pumpkin pancakes. Only at Denny's.